Hello, welcome to Roast Mortem.
Oh my god.
It's one of the best mortems you'll ever come across. I am Tommy Eggs.
Every mortem, there's a mortem and a mortem on the side. I'm Travis Lee, what up? Shut the door, baby. Shut my head up.
And I am your Cody for this evening.
And I'm Mike.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, Mike.
there he
Mike's
is.
here.
Hey.
Wow. I didn't see you come in. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sup, dog? Where were you? You kick flipping last time?
Yeah, well, I was having car problems, so I went kick flipping instead.
Sick.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Got fucked for $1,000, but
What they hit you for?
my wheel bearings and my serpentine belts.
On your skateboard?
Yeah.
$1,000 skateboard repair.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a discount. You work at a skateboard company.
No
Jeez,
discount. This is how I get an oil change, too.
Oh, on the skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Lube them trucks, bro.
It's like the opposite of grip tape. It's a runny liquid.
Like putting on grip tapes upside down.
Yeah. It's strange.
Boy.
Yeah, so that's how we're starting the episode. Thank you for returning. This is the first standard issue Roast Mortem we've had in quite a while.
Yeah,
Weird.
right?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just us four boys. It's a new sitcom. Us four boys. They're just hanging out, drinking
Joey the
sand.
Yeah, it's 2.5 men plus 1.5 men.
Right. 4 boy men's. Yes.
I think
Uncle Mike,
Yeah.
Dad Tom.
Oh, can I be the comedic relief butler?
Yes.
Can I be Charlie Sheen's dense penis?
Yeah, I think that's would fulfill the cast of a typical Norman Lear sitcom.
How much does it pay?
I love it.
$40 a week.
Sign me up.
I can work that.
All right.
I'll work that. Let me sleep on the set, and you got yourself a deal.
So, Cody, tell me about your sitcom of a week. What have you been up to?
Laugh track.
Fuck, I didn't think about that. I got this weird thing that I'm realizing in my life that I'm the startle man.
Are you scare people?
Not on purpose. Not fucking on purpose, Mike. My sister's visiting, and she'll just go off and do something, and I won't even be in the same room as her, and she'll just see me and go, oh my God. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And I'm just like, I'm 18 feet away from you not making any sound. But she's like, you're doing it so quietly. Yeah.
That's the scary part.
I guess I'm hideous or something.
I feel like you've crept up on me in weird... I mean, well, we've crept up on you in a weird situation recently, but we're not going to get into that.
Because that's behind a paywall, motherfucker.
No, but I feel like you've crept up on me sometimes. Like, well, it's Cody.
Allegedly, I'm quiet on my feet, and that's scary.
I'm always happy to see you, Cody. I'm like, oh, there's Cody. And I'm happy.
Same here,
I'll get
Mike. I like your
scared.
face.
I
like
know,
your
but
face, Mike.
Cody, I think, especially like when we were going to parties and stuff, you always did. It's not even like an Irish goodbye, because whenever you left, I'd be like, oh, bye, Cody. It's like an Irish hello. You just appear.
Yeah, dude. Like I pull on like a lever and emerge from behind a bookshelf. I'm like, oh, there's Cody. Irish good helloed.
I have been trying to perfect that forever. I think it's in the eyes. The way to truly Irish hello. So we're all familiar with the Irish goodbye. You know,
Of course.
fuck off. We're not. I'm not talking to anyone.
Yeah.
But the Irish hello, I think you need to have really small eyes, and they need to be almost gray with
Or
disappointment.
pitch black. Pitch black.
Because then no one's trying to say hello to you. They're like, oh, that's a fucking conversation I'd rather just not.
Yeah, it's like social camouflage, right?
Yeah, exactly. There are certain unpleasantries that could be put on a person that would make Irish helloing possible. Certain people just can't do it.
Dude, I hate saying hello to people.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
I mean, I like warming up to them, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I like the point when we're both wasted and questionable things are happening. I'm judging their character, even though I just met them about 5 minutes ago.
Travis, I have a feeling that if you shaved all of your hair on your body and covered yourself in like if you went full what's his name? What's the Adams guy? The Fester. If you went full Fester on a rascal, you could Irish hello anywhere you wanted. No one would want to talk to you.
Tom,
You're bright and bubbly. Everyone likes talking to you now. You're never going to be able to do it.
How was your Irish week? You just Irish weeked everything.
Sorry, yeah, I've been concentrating on trying to do that for a while. If you notice, I had a lot in the bank there. Cody, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there. I know you were talking about your personal experiences with scaring people.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to Irish cut you off, Cody.
Can we just add Irish to everything now?
Yeah. So this week I had one of the biggest scares in my life. I've been working on this project for months now. 3-4 months of grinding for work, and we put everything on Dropbox, and I was in the middle of working, and it was not on Dropbox.
Woo!
I hit up all 6 of my interns. I say, why did you do this? Of course, none of them had done it, but they're interns, so they have to answer.
Yeah, interns, Tom?
I have 6 interns.
What? I was first intern.
Oh, yeah.
Never forget.
OG intern. I forgot.
I was the OG intern. The worst. I was very good at getting
You were the
coffee.
worst. You were fired, actually.
Very good at getting
You're
coffee.
done. You wouldn't be able to make it on this team, but I still love you.
Hey.
Anyway, my interns eventually figured it out for me, but it was the biggest scare I've ever had. Imagine flushing a quarter of your life away and then having to explain to clients who are Cartoon Network why you did it.
Oh.
Ooh.
But
I mean, that feels like when I turned 30. I was like, I just flushed everything away.
No.
Now I had to explain to Cartoon Network. I sent them William Street a message. It's like, why am I watching your cartoons all the time? I should have been doing my life.
I should have been doing my life.
Sir, this is a child's network. I'm not sure why you're watching this. I've been watching a lot of that show Flapjack recently.
It's a good show.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
solid
goldmine.
show. What a good one. What a bunch of chuckles from Knuckles.
Oh, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
Didn't they
Knuckles.
still make that or no?
No, I
I've never
think
seen it a long time ago as a kid.
that was JG Quintel and Pendleton
Oh, yeah.
Ward were working on that. And then when regular show came on and Adventure Time, that got pulled. It's kind of like
Shame.
I don't know the politics, but I'm guessing it was something like you only have so much time in a day, and we only have so much airtime for you. So one show. Anyway,
Unless you're Tim and Eric, and then you get all the shows.
Travis, very serious question. How was your week?
Oh, such a serious week. I'm in the middle of moving right now. I'm about to Irish move into this
sick.
building. And,
What does that mean?
it means I haven't paid anyone.
You don't
Get
sign
drunk
any
and move
lease.
shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't sign any lease, and you just materialize with like your fucking futon.
Or you
Yeah.
or you sign the contract with your landlord and then car bomb them so you can rip up the contract and move in scot free.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
While eating a potato.
Absolutely. No, I'm moving in. This place is probably haunted. It's a very old building.
I love it.
There's a lot of jiggly shit. You know, like you go into a building and you're like, wow, everything jiggles.
Oh, everything's like just slightly loose, like doorknobs and toilets.
Yeah. Well, the toilet's new because I personally
Updated.
asked them to structurally update it because there's a lot of mass sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
And I've had issues where I sat on a toilet before and it just crushes like a can. And you
That
get
was a
water
can.
everywhere.
That was an actual
Really?
can you crushed.
Yeah, I know. It's a serious issue. I need more bidets.
Well, it's also the amount of time you spend there. Like, I know that every time you take a shit, even if it's over very quickly, you're still going to watch that 22-minute Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, dude.
Right. Deteriorating slowly as you shift back and forth.
Yeah, so maybe by the next episode, you might have some spooky tales in my new apartment. Oh, there's tits in my apartment, by the way. Yeah, like they have all these like artwork things, you know, paintings, I think they're called, in the hallways. No, in the hallways, and my apartment has tits as the painting. I'm like, did they know that I was moving here?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
if they did, it'd be shrimp and tits.
Yeah,
Well-
that's true.
I feel like you're going to move to this apartment and deal with worse internet problems than we already have here on Roast Mortem,
Yeah.
which seem to just be adding up all the time. We're not trying to add more moving parts, but it keeps happening.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, you got to deal with ghosts. Got to get through the ghosts to get to the internet. So, Cody, who is the Irish guest?
Okay, I don't know. He's probably not Irish, but the gentleman in question we're talking about today, on this very sexual episode of Roast Mortem, is the one, the only, Count Victor Lustig.
Victor
Who knows anything?
Lustig. No,
Victor. Good. I like this. I like this. I like you guys ignorant and shit.
I like to go into your episodes ignorant, and I like to go into Travis's knowing more than he even does.
I noticed that. You're an ass.
Tom,
you're a genius asshole.
Tom, that's so hard.
Well, here I am.
Thing. It's a hard
Pretty
thing
hard.
to pull off. Just saying. So we're roasting the Stig.
Count Victor Lustig, a.k.a.
Count.
Yes, Count Michael. So this episode's subtitle is when smooth talk meets smooth brains. He's a smooth talker, Mike.
He's good at talking.
He's a tricky man.
He's got away with
He's
words.
a tricky man. He's got away with words. And as our resident smooth brain spokesperson, I want you to know, like, what's the likelihood of a smooth brain falling for some of Victor's shenanigans? So, like, I want a damage report. Like, would this man have fooled you or any of smooth brain kind?
Wow. I don't know. Maybe
I'm
he's,
thinking-
maybe he's smooth.
you let me know.
Maybe if he's
Well-
good at talking.
Well, we'll
maybe
see
like-
instance to instance.
Yeah,
Yeah. We'll take it step by step.
Maybe.
We'll take it step by step, and you let me know if this man would have bamboozled you at any point.
Oh, let's go.
Let's get right into it. Victor Lustig, probably born around January 4th, 1890.
Independence Day.
January 4th?
Yeah. Wasn't it the
Okay.
J? J spelled J4.
J4.
January 4th.
J4.
Favorite holiday, yeah.
I can see Mike out in like cargo shorts trying to grill like a hot dog in like a foot of snow.
I would. That sounds like a good time.
I love this country.
Roasting my wiener.
Yeah. Happy
Yeah,
J4,
well.
everyone.
So Victor's birthplace can only be narrowed down to one of four places: Austria, Hungary, Bohemia, or Poland. It's just don't know.
Big Bavaria. Not Bavaria. Big old fuck, what was Germany called before Germany?
Prussia or
Prussia.
the Rhine?
Prussia, yeah,
Prussia.
big old Prussia.
Crush it real good.
When did Germany become its own thing?
I forgot the year, but it's more recent than you would think.
It's the 1800s.
1800s.
It's
Yeah,
actually,
like-
okay.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually
somewhere in
younger than the United States.
Oh, wow.
But don't let that fool you. Their heritage runs very, very deep.
Lederhosen, motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
So, very, very little known about this man's childhood because of multiple conflicting accounts and the sketchy deets, as usual. His possible backgrounds paint him anywhere from the son of a wealthy burgermeister to the unwanted child of two beggars. So, this man can be anything in his early days.
I am going to switch careers right now to Burgermeister.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
That would entail you moving to, like, somewhere in Europe.
Why? I can't be a Burgermeister here?
No, because it's not... You'd just be a mayor if you were a burgermeister in the United States.
Yeah, like the mayor of McDonald's.
I thought I had something to do with burgers, really, too. Shit.
Well, Mike, neighborhoods are called burgs. So if you're a
true.
burger
Like
meister,
Pittsburgh.
you're a master of burg.
Well, it's
Yeah.
not neighborhoods, it's place.
You could probably get away with it if you had if you had a few franchises in your names, a few McDonald's.
Plattsburgh.
You could be a burgermeister. I mean, your wife is not going to stick around that long if you keep calling yourself that, but you would be a burgermeister. You can get away with
Yeah, Mike. When the next time you're like having a twosome with a woman,
Yeah.
just be like, "Who's your burgermeister?" I'm the burgermeister.
What did you
I'm
say?
going to use
Yes,
that next time.
That's
Is
a
it
trick
bad
I've
term?
learned.
Is it bad?
No,
not
it
bad
means
at
you're
all.
the mayor. You're the big dog.
Oh, the hell yeah, I'm
You're the
saying
big
that.
cheese. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
But by the way, that's a trick I've learned for my self-esteem. Just having sex with your significant other, call it a twosome.
Yeah, hey
You know
girl.
what I mean?
Hey girl,
It
you
makes
ever
it-
had a twosome?
You know what I mean? It's good for your self-esteem. Yeah, it's like let's have a
I didn't think
twosome.
about that either.
It's good.
But where does that leave the idea of getting some? You know?
I mean, it doesn't help you, but it helps your self-esteem once you've secured the quote.
Well, I thought that's what it was. It was getting some and then threesome.
I'm going to have a one-some later.
Yeah. or just some.
Some.
I'm going to do some.
Yeah.
All right.
Pluck my pecker.
Pinch your inch.
My 1-inch pecker.
There's only one
Easy,
good
Mike.
inch on it. The rest is all burnt and scabby.
Many inches, one good one. Like, oh, this inch is rusted. Anyway, his biography begins to solidify during his school days in France. He was noted to be a truant fuckwad that neglected his studies for the sake of gambling and hunting poon.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Did he mount the poon on the wall?
No. It's not what you do with that.
He definitely had it stuffed.
Oh!
Zing ha.
He got some.
Hey, Victor, why is your homework late? I was too busy playing Find the Lady
Being the burger
and playing Find the Lady bits. Ha ha. So, Victor was a prodigy at card sharking. It was said he could make a deck of cards do anything short of sing. So he's a sly little fuck. You know what I mean? He's good with the cards. Probably not the most noble and honest way to make a living, but he's a fantastic card shark.
Oh.
Trick you, got a double flush. Read 'em and weep, boys.
Double flush. That's
when you
interesting.
go, the turd is very big, and you have to double flush,
Courtesy,
boys. Read 'em and weep.
courtesy flush.
Yeah, I know. That does tell our audience a lot about how Travis plays cards. Usually just to scrape the shit off the side of his toilet bowl.
Double
Yeah.
flush.
Yeah.
Wait, so he's a scam artist? That's what you're saying?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike.
Okay.
That's the whole smooth talk, smooth brain thing you agreed to earlier.
So he was. All right, I gotcha. So he's
Tricky man. He's a
he's
shitty,
making
tricky
he's-
man,
yeah.
Mike. So, and he's also got superhuman dexterity and sleight of hand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he's the type of guy. He walks past you, he can steal the glasses off your face.
Oh, he's quick.
He's quick. He's slick, and he's tricky.
Like he'll bump into you and
Okay.
steal your shit.
Yeah, he's that type of fucker.
Yeah.
Like your
so-
virginity.
Sorry, bloke. Didn't mean to bump into you. I don't know why I'm doing English. He's German.
It's fine. Yeah.
I'm sorry, bloke. I didn't mean to dump into you. Oh, I stole your dick by accident. Here's your dick. Good
He'll,
thing
like,
I got
steal your
his
fucking
balls
molars.
still. Didn't tell him that. That's half of the trick. It's distraction.
Oh.
Yeah, misdirection. That's how it works.
no,
That probably
my
happens to me all the time. I don't even know it. Fuck.
You have no idea. You're always complaining about money. It's like you have millions of dollars stolen from you every day, possibly by the government.
Yeah, but sometimes they say I have to give it, and they just do.
Just take it.
I have to just take it.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike's car bill
just
was
kidding.
only for like $38, and you paid him $1,000.
Yeah, I just have to take it.
Can you break $1,000 bill? Look over there. All right, have a nice day. Here's your receipt.
Whoa.
Damn it.
At the age of 19, our boy Vic gets into a spot of bother when he covets a taken girl. The jealous, enraged boyfriend drew a knife and attempted to gouge out Victor's eyeball. Fortunately for Vic, he is pretty quick on the uptake and was able to dodge. However, it did leave a humongous scar on the left side of his face.
Oh, we're talking
This-
Bond villain shit.
Yes, this might sound familiar because exactly the same thing happened to Al Capone.
Yeah.
If you can remember that past roast mortem episode, he hit on someone that he shouldn't have. The jealous boyfriend got a knife and fucked his face up, and that's why Al Capone's known as Scarface.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, too, this guy's fast with his hands. He's good with his hands. Like Al
he looks
Capone
like
was just
that.
a sausage boy. Like
Yeah.
he,
Yeah, syphilitic sausage man.
he had the dexterity of spatulas.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about pasta, or are we talking about Spetzel?
Ah, I love good
Spetzel.
spats.
Spetzel today.
Yeah.
So Al Capone's nickname was Scarface. This con man, because Scarface was already taken, his nickname was simply the Scarred. Less creative, but spooky still.
So how do we say that in German?
Das Scar.
I don't know. He doesn't speak German.
Wait,
He doesn't speak
Hey
German.
Google,
What does he
how do
speak?
you say the scarred in German? Not
Austrian,
working.
maybe?
no, he speaks French. You said he went to school in France, correct?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, French.
He speaks English, French, and a little bit of Italian. He's a triglot.
Oh, that wow.
He's almost
More
as
than
good
me.
as me.
I can't do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
I know American
So-
Sign Language, speak Portuguese, English, a little bit of Korean,
And Mike.
Mike,
Speak Mike.
and I break it down, and I speak Ebonics. Know what I mean?
There.
I speak
I do.
English
I speak English and American.
and Muzzy.
Speaking sounds.
So, turns out dexterity and sleight of hand skill sets translate beautifully when picking Parisian pockets in France. So this guy would make ends meet by disappearing into a crowd and liberating the wallets from unsuspecting fucks.
Do
career.
French people carry wallets, or do they just have expensive breads in their pocket?
Either way, if it's expensive,
Yeah,
you
it's
can fence
awesome.
that shit
Yeah,
for money.
well, I'm just
hype.
saying, it's a little bit harder to steal a loaf of bread sticking out of someone's back pocket
You
than
break off a piece.
wallet.
You ever see those fancy
like-
European wallets that are just like they're like moleskins that are like that big, and guys open them up. They try not to look gay somehow with them.
I've never seen that.
I actually have
I
one.
believe you.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh.
I got one from a family friend. It's pretty nice.
So what's your tip?
I'll never use it.
What's your tip on not looking gay? Not using it?
No, yeah, just use another wallet.
Well, it's also like their currency is like a travel
it.
brochure. It's like the size of a travel brochure.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
noisy
oh,
too, I heard.
what am I getting today? Oh, 50 pound euros. And it's like, you know,
Well, these are francs. These are francs at the time, mind you.
yeah, franc.
So
I got a
he's
Frank
picking
on me.
pockets. He's picking pockets. Victor was stated by the authorities to be elusive as a puff of cigarette smoke. So this guy's like in and out, like he's in the wind.
Like a fucking magician. Like a
Magician
bad
almost.
magician.
An evil magician.
What kind of cigarette?
Let's
Oh.
say Lucky's.
Lucky Strikes. Wow, Paul Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could have also just been so regular looking. And we are in France right now. Everyone is constantly in a cigarette smoke cloud.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Either way, it works.
Our boy Victor would eventually transition from pickpocket life to cat burglar life, or in period terminology, sneak thief. I fucking love that.
Me
Are you
too.
a sneak thief?
Oh, little sneak thief. Ooh.
Sneak thief.
Yeah, so he's a cat burglar, Mike, not
Oh, what a,
a
dick.
regular burglar. Yes.
Fucked up taking someone's pet.
Yeah, right?
That's not how that works, Mike. Cat burglar
Oh, was it
just
like
means you
random
don't.
cats, like stray cats? Like, he was like,
No,
I'm gonna
Mike.
catch this
Do you
cat.
honestly not know what cat burglar means?
What do you mean? Is this kidnapping cats?
Dude,
No,
all right,
Mike,
so say
cat
if there's
burglar
like,
means-
no. I can explain it. It's like you're on the other side of town, never been there before, and there's this gnarly rail that no one's ever hit. And you're about to hit the gnarly rail, then someone sneaks in there,
shut
hits
up.
that gnarly rail,
Oh,
gets
like, you
the
got,
Thrasher
one,
endorsement.
One up. Or like,
No.
Cody.
One up, but stealing
one up,
something.
But, you got snaked, I guess. What you're gonna do?
This
No.
would be
Mike.
a great representation of the convex concave bowl
Yeah.
conversation.
No, we get it, dude.
No,
He's got
Cody,
it.
explain it. Explain it.
So you're getting snaked.
A
He gets
cat
snaked
bird-
out of what he wanted.
No.
No, listen to
No,
what a cat
Mike,
burglar is.
A cat burglar is a non-violent burglar. This is someone that
Oh,
a
he
regular
is-
burglar
yeah,
goes into your
okay,
house,
okay.
puts a gun in your face, and is like, "Fill up the bag." A cat burglar does all of that without knowing you're there because
Okay.
they're on cat-like feet and they're sneak thief.
That
You ever
makes
see
more
like
sense.
movie? You ever see movies where like
Yeah,
someone
I know
breaks?
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
now.
like someone breaks into it. They don't
Yeah.
want to be detected at all.
like a
That's
classic thief. Like he's like tiptoeing around trying to
Pink
get
Panther,
heard.
all that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, that's a cat burglar.
Yes, so that's an important point because although Victor Lustig is a dastardly
Cooper
fuck,
shit.
he is an entirely non-violent fuck. Throughout his entire life and criminal career, he would never arm himself or resort to fisticuffs.
I like
so he's
him.
like
He's a good bad guy.
He's a thief of standards.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
I've done some
So-
sneaky pees where I don't think I've gotten the surrounding area besides the dirt wet. I feel like a violent peer would pee all over a wall, but I can get in some really tight spaces and pee, and there'd be no splash on your car or on a wall. So I'm like a cat pisser.
All right.
Sure.
I'll go with it.
I just noticed you're wearing a handkerchief.
You okay?
Oh yeah, no, it's the Corona.
You got hickeys?
No, it's Corona. It's just
You're in your
easier to
house.
do this.
Travis is
I
a
know,
crip
but I
now.
just wear it all day. I'm like, here we go.
I'd love to
Tandy.
rob a bank.
Yeah, I'm about
Sometime
to rob
soon.
banks, dog.
Yeah, right. That'd be sick.
So
You want to do that, dude?
Last
You
resort.
want to get back on my intern
Yeah,
program?
I'll do it,
We'll go
yeah.
rob a bank together. I'll tell you what to do. I'll sit in the
Nice.
car.
Yeah.
All right.
Be the getaway driver. You better be good at driving, man. Fuck.
I'm very good
They're
at
called
driving.
wheel
I
men.
drive a stick shift. It's a Jeep, but it's a stick shift.
Well, I play a lot of Grand
can't
Theft
do that
Auto.
shit.
I've robbed a lot of banks.
Well, we're going to have to edit this out, so we can't be a alleged lead in this. That's one thing I learned from Will on my other podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cody, continue.
yes. So he is a man that doesn't resort to violence because with a 97.5 success rate, yes, I fucking did the math. Victor would be able to smooth talk, bribe, bail, or just straight out escape from any future sticky situations. He's real good, guys.
Wait, we talking about a Harry Houdini?
Harry Houdini if he was a unsavory type.
Okay.
I'm saying used car salesman. They can just fucking scam you so hard.
That's true. All right, Mike,
Go with
I'll give you
words.
that.
They're good with words, I would say.
Yeah, he's got
Deals.
he's got a hot wife, correct?
I think so, right? He's got
Maybe
a
I
hot
just
wife.
made that up. Maybe I think all used car dealerships have like really hot but angry wives.
Yeah,
That's how they get paid. They get paid in wife.
That's the only reason they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be homeless than a used car dealer, and nothing personal against them, but god damn, that's got to be a job where you have to just kind of talk through your teeth all the time.
Oh yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is fine.
There isn't a living skunk in the trunk. Never mind those noises.
That's just the weed.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's the animate
the
weed
dead
that
skunk in
can't
the
be
trunk.
killed.
It's just
Skunk in the
that's 'cause I
trunk.
had that smoked a lot of weed.
Don't worry, we're in California.
Yeah. Passing through Oregon. It's legal.
Yeah.
God,
It's
I've never seen so many dead whores in trunks before in my life.
Don't worry about it. They're
That doesn't
included.
come with the car. I gotta take care of that later.
Yeah, these aren't dead whores.
They're sex
That's the
dolls.
Saigon
that
whore
come-
that bit my nose off.
They're just sleeping.
Love it.
I'm gonna just quote dirty work for the rest of the episode.
Still aged 19. In 1909, Victor crosses the pond and moves to New York City.
Oh,
Big
shit.
Apple.
Big time. He's
Big
going to
time.
hit the Lower East Side. He's going to slide on the left side. Go to
He
Queens.
hits Broadway, Travis.
Broadway. You know,
Wait.
Yes, he hits Broadway. In America, before we get there, I would just want you to know, he would spend his entire life ping-ponging back from New York City to Paris to quote-unquote lie low and refresh his suckers.
Damn, smart
So
man.
in America, he would add the prefix count to his name to fake European nobility and fraternize with affluent American suckers. This, of course, was an in-joke from his card sharking days of accurately, quote-unquote, counting cards. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm the count. So it's a cute in-joke for himself. He's not
God
actually
damn it.
European royalty.
Wait, so he's like that lady that tricked those rich dudes 2 years ago? You
don't
hear
know.
about that? There was
Which one? Which one? One in 10 women?
1 in 10 women?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Most of them. No, there was some bitch that was like going around Wall Street saying that she was like some princess of like an Eastern European country and like
Great.
tricking all these like fucking douchebag, mindless Wall Street brokers. Like, oh, yeah, I'm banging a fucking princess right now. She literally had like no money and just was stealing it all from them.
That's.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
they
a
both
hero.
came out on top. They both
Yeah.
came out on top. I'm
Yeah.
like, the guy's got the stinky vagina they wanted, and she got to bang rich guys. What
And
else?
steal
would
their
a girl
money.
want?
Vagina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was a prostitute without actually getting into the verbal agreement part,
I heard.
Just skipping it.
which is
Yeah.
fine. I got no problem with that.
No, it's great. I
We
was
all
saying
need to
she's a
work.
hero.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh man. Also,
No, Mike, don't do it.
I was gonna say. Also, you say that he calls himself the Count, and he's snickering to himself like, "Oh, I
It's
count
because of cards."
I hate that guy.
Okay, good.
I
like
hate
this.
I hate when someone makes a joke to themselves and lives up to it and thinks
Yeah.
that other people might like that. Nobody likes your own joke ever. I
Same
have
joke.
I have friends who have told me things that they thought were funny, and they're not.
I'm probably one of them.
Just yeah, you've done it. I've done it too. I've done it to you. Every time I do it, I go, "Why the fuck did I even say that? Why is that
Yeah.
funny?"
I think you guys are
Yep.
always funny. Come on.
Travis.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike, why are you being so nice? I think your brain's made out of mayonnaise.
Well, Travis, it is.
Yeah.
It's like
All right, I'll drink to that one. All right, cheers, boys. I was just saying
it's with cream.
that guy lives in all of us, and God, he's annoying.
I almost envisioned the guy that he like set up a Bitcoin machine back in high school, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Oh, look at me! I'm making so much money."
In reality, it's like 13 cents an hour,
Yeah.
and he's still proud of it.
Well, 10 years later, he's a fucking billionaire, probably.
Nah, he
Well,
got
this
hit by
guy's
a car
probably a
beforehand.
count billionaire.
Yeah, he got hit by a car beforehand. He was
That's
he
how I
was,
laugh
he was
at that.
killed by a Honda Accord.
Yeah.
You can laugh because it's only a theoretical man.
And it was a Honda Accord. If that kills you, like, what kind of man are you?
Yeah, right? You deserve to die if you get hit by one
At
of
least,
those. Even
at
up
least
to
take a
95.
Tacoma.
At least 95 miles an hour, you could survive. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
Yes. As I said, Victor hit Broadway, and his first American scams was to feign being a director of plays. He's like, ha.
A lot of balls, this dude. I'd be like so
Let
fucking
me-
nervous to do that shit. Like pretend to be that shit.
Yeah, he's
Right.
like, I'm a writer, I'm a director. Here's a plot. Here's the play I want to do. Let's start fundraising for the play, and then when the funds were quote unquote raised, he'd just disappear.
Love him.
Bye. Uncreative but solid scam.
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
working.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
So that
Yeah, but think about all the actors that he screwed
Yes.
over.
actors screwed
That's
over,
fucked up.
props screwed over, makeup screwed over,
Poor props.
stage.
Here's the prop
Yeah.
room. It feels like an orphanage, more so than usual.
Fucking screwed everyone over.
I'm a thespian that deserves to be paid a full wage. And the director has finished.
Excuse me, sir. Can I please have one hot dog with mustard
No.
and one hot dog without mustard?
You want sauerkraut on that?
Yes.
Oh, man. Give me
Yes,
one.
Mr. Thespian. That was your name.
Mm.
I'll take
Yeah.
that.
Here is your
Speaking of
hot
crowds.
dog.
Oh, thank you very
Thank
much. Good luck in the future. Hope that guy comes back.
Speaking of sauerkrauts, World War I is kicking off, and because of German U-boats, our boy Victor can't cross the pond
Oh,
to lay
shit.
low from his Broadway fuckery. So he goes the other direction and makes his way to Kansas City to set up shop there.
Nice. Cody, I love that. Speaking of sauerkraut, continue.
It's good.
Worked it in.
Also,
Works good.
barbecue. Kansas
That's
City.
fun play.
There you go.
Speaking of fucking sausage mongers, we weren't even talking about sausages. So anyway,
No. Well, Broadway, but yes, Mike. Victor would concoct a deviously clever scam, and I think this thing is genius. It was called the Romanian box. Ready? Are you ready for the Romanian box? Mike, I'm going to run this by you. You
Okay.
let me know if this is something a smooth brain would bite onto.
All right, I'm
Okay?
gonna try and be as. All right, I'm envisioning this
Okay.
now. I gotta.
Ready? Imagine,
Okay.
imagine if you will, a lead and mahogany chest, roughly
Okay.
the size of a cinder block.
Where am I
okay?
now, though? Where is it?
Kansas.
Like, I'm just in
Kansas
like
City.
Where am I in Kansas though? Like, am I in like a
Walmart.
You're at
Walmart.
Victor's-
Walmart.
You're at no. You're
Victor's house? Is this front
you're in
yard?
Victor's like fucking bed and breakfast that he's renting, and he's like,
Okay,
I want to show you.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I want to show you something called the
Oh, I'd be
Romanian
freaked
box.
The fuck out. I'd be like, what the fuck
Okay,
is this thing?
so it's a chest. It's a
Why would
chest
I
about
have
the
a smile
size.
on my face.
I'm trying to ready. Chest about the size of a cinder block, made of mahogany and lead. The top opens up, and on the front of the box, you see gauges and knobs. Right, and it's good looking. It's a good looking box, Mike.
Okay.
If you peek inside the box, you see a scroll of paper, various vials and chemicals, and Victor is wary to show you the inside of the box because he tells you there's a radioactive core inside the box. So he's like, take a quick peek, but not too long, and he closes the lid on you. And Victor tells you, if you use this thing properly, it could perfectly duplicate any United States banknote you put into it.
Oh, like some fraud
So
shit.
he's selling this box, which is pretty much a portable and automatic counterfeiting machine.
Ooh.
If it was like whatever, yeah, it's probably what 1917, right? It was World War One, right?
Yeah,
I'd be like,
World War I.
fuck yeah, I'm doing that. Let me get that out of this thing. I want to make some money.
There you go. So when properly used, this box duplicates any United States banknote. There's only two catches, Mike.
Yeah.
The duplication process takes 6 hours, and the box has a price tag of $30,000.
Oh, it's 30,000. I have to buy it for $30,000.
The box is for sale for $30,000.
I'd be like, I'm
and
going back up to my room, man. This is fucking too much money. Shit.
okay,
It's not even worth it.
but Mike, just so you know, if you use the box properly, it pays for itself after I think 224 days.
I'm
Keep that in
thinking too
mind.
much in the future. I think I'd be like, oh, this is a fucking scam. Like, this is like some bullshit. But
You
back
wouldn't
back
bite it.
then, I don't know. I'd be like, oh, this is like magic or some shit. Maybe I'd be like, I'm into it.
All right,
I'd say, yeah,
let me
probably.
tell you how Victor would demonstrate the Romanian box. Vic would
Oh,
show
yeah,
off the exterior.
I'd have to have him prove it to me. Like, I'd have to
All
see
right,
some type of like
here's-
proof.
Here's what
Like,
Victor
it
does.
works.
He shows you the box, You know what I mean? He's like fidgeting with the knobs and dials up front on the box. Like there's, some precision involved. He lets you, the Mark, we're using con man terminology.
His name's
see
Mike.
The interior
His name's Mike, not Mark.
No. He lets you, Mark, see the guts of the box, but he closes it quick because he doesn't want you to get radiation poisoning. And then he inserts a crispy $100 bill into the box. And then he tells you, now we wait for 6 hours. And he takes you out, he wines and dines you, he brings you to a strip club or whatever.
Wait, and then your wife's head is in the box when you get back from being wined and dined?
No.
What's in the
really-
box?
I'd be
What's
so
in the
dumb back
box?
then. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yes, this
I'd
is
be like,
about
yo,
100 years
radioactive?
ago.
What the hell does that mean? Like, shit. It's like magic, man. I'd be like, fuck. I probably would be really into it, honestly. If he like was gassing it up, like fucking, it's like
Yeah, he's
radioactive.
gassing it up.
Yeah.
So
He's gassing
Cody,
it
you're
up.
telling us so now he showed you the box. He's fed the $100 bill in. You're out to
he
dinner
takes you
now.
out. Yep, he takes
Yeah.
you out for a
Red
night.
Lobster.
He wines, dines you, takes you to Red Lobster, takes you to a strip club, and just before the 6 hour mark, he brings you back to the box, and out pops a duplicate $100 bill along with the original. So it's a non-destructive process.
Oh.
So he turns $100 bill into $200 bills, and the replica is so perfect, Mike. The serial numbers are identical.
Yeah, I'd probably fall for it if he like did that. I'd be like, oh shit, if
So-
it works, all right, I'm doing it.
And then to extra super prove himself, Victor would bring the twin $100 bills to a bank along with his mark and deposit them without any fuss from the bank teller.
Wait,
I
but
just need
Ken...
30 grand.
Oh, I just need that.
I just need 30 grand to do it.
You
That's
need
like
30
that's a lot
grand,
of
and it
fucking
pays for
money.
itself. It pays
Back
for
then,
itself
too,
under a
holy
year.
Shit.
Yeah, that's what is that, like 400 grand?
Can
Wow.
it
Something to that degree.
Like
Can
do, like,
it-
at your house or some shit?
Can it
More.
duplicate cold cuts? Is my
No.
question. Just
No, it
bills?
cannot. Any US bill. It can
Bullshit.
duplicate.
Well, I want to duplicate my roast beef.
Okay, you can duplicate a $100 bill and then buy $100 worth of roast beef.
Cody, now it's too complex for me. I don't know about Mike.
Okay,
You're
you sit
testing
this
it
one
on
out.
Mike,
It's fine.
so I'm sitting it out.
So,
All right.
Cody,
Just
let
sit
me,
it out.
Got
let me
excited.
ask the hard-hitting questions here. So how did he get that bill that had the same serial number?
Yeah.
So, I'm sure you've guessed it because the title of this episode is Victor Lustig Con Man, not Victor Lustig Master Counterfeiter.
Right.
Victor Lustig would go to the bank before he meets his mark and then ask for a run of sequential dollar bills.
Oh,
So, like, they
smart.
would say it would be a run from 420 to 429, the last 3 digits of these bills.
Sick.
Victor would doctor the single last digit on each bill so they were all 420.
Dank.
420. Wow. That's
Yeah.
great.
You know what I mean? So so if the last digits were 425, he just changed that 5 into a 0, and then suddenly he's got 10 $100 bills where the serial number ends in 420 for each of them.
So what if I had a $100 bill and it just so happened to have a whole bunch of blood along the edge from maybe a few
He would make
days
sure
ago?
that wouldn't be tested.
You
No,
ever
but
get
I'd be
money
like,
that?
Victor,
Yeah.
you need to duplicate this, Vicky. Vicky, my boy.
Guys, I'm steeping in this right now. You might notice I'm pretty silent because I usually talk too much. But now I want to do this today because that's the perfect scam.
You need a sucker. You need some hard suckers.
You need a sucker who's willing to compromise his own integrity. This is not
Oh,
someone
yeah.
who you're
That's
saying.
part of
This is
that's part
not
of
like a
his
Ponzi
spam.
scheme where you're taking someone's money and saying you're investing it and making it work for them. You're getting someone who is willing to counterfeit money. They cannot go to the police. They cannot
That's exactly
do
what
anything.
happened.
It's genius. You just take the money and you go, aha! Suck my whole inch.
Gotcha, bitch.
Suck my Irish inch, rather.
There you go.
That's brilliant. I love this guy.
Yes. And it explains why the bank teller wasn't suspect because
It was dank.
the bill still has all its security measures and watermarks. Unless the bank teller was some kind of Rain Man that could tell an 11-digit serial number was identical, there was nothing to fear because it is a real bill just with a tampered digit.
Dude,
And
you
Victor-
know that you'd be Cody, you personally would be that bank man to be like, excuse me, This one's weed marijuana for 20, and this one's 69.69 blowy. Something's fishy here.
Okay, and here's the thing. If the bank teller was a Rain Man, Victor could be extra super safe and use some of his little sleight of hand to swap out the tampered bill just before handing it over. You know what I mean?
They're
So,
playing cards in front of him, distract him.
yeah.
Victor!
And then, Victor would look at his mark and be like, this is for sale for $30,000. And yes, the box would pay for itself in 224 and a half days if you ran it around the fucking clock.
And then
Now,
after
because
that, you can just jerk off all the time.
Yeah.
Is this
You can
is
pinch
this
your inch.
is this the formation? Did he inspire like almost every video game where you have to grind?
maybe.
Right? Like this
God.
is just like somebody going out there like, oh yeah, you can run this for like 6 hours a day and get your one token. You know?
Yep.
Gotta get those diamonds
Or
in
ticket.
Mooncraft.
Mooncraft. Ew.
Mooncraft.
Yeah.
So, because there was another $600 bills in the machine, it would spit it out every 6 hours. So Victor essentially invested $600 to buy him 4 days to get the fuck out of Dodge. So the box actually worked the first 6 times you used it. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Wow.
So like it would be a 6-hour timer and it would spit out a bill that that ended in 420, and you'd think everything is fine. Like I have a counterfeiting box until the 7th time you try and counterfeit the $100 bill, it shot out, a blank dud. And then you'd be like, "Oh, I only got $600 bill. I only got $600 after investing
Damn.
$30,000."
That's smart.
How many people did he fuck over with this thing?
Enough that got him in trouble later on in his life.
Well, also, is he
This guy.
fucking people over and then staying in Kansas City? Like, is he
No.
moving
He's
around?
like, while the box is spitting out its last 6 bills, he's vanishing to another city and doing it again.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Probably
forgot to
Tom's
mention
man.
it. Yes, I forgot to mention it takes 6 hours to duplicate, and then the box has a 12-hour cooldown. So if you put $600 worth of bills in it, that buys you 4 days to go somewhere else and try it again. And if you're Victor, a man that can disappear like a puff of cigarette smoke, 4 days is more than enough time to change your identity and move to a different
This
city.
guy is a
I'd be
vaginas.
so mad. Oh my god.
He's the best. I love him.
Yeah.
If he did that shit to me, I would fucking make it my mission
Mhm.
to find him and fucking kick his head in.
Well, Mike, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Just off the record. Do you have $30,000 I can borrow?
Yes.
Okay. All right, back to the show.
So remember that radioactive core?
Yeah.
Victor claimed that was necessary to x-ray the internal security threads and watermarks of the bill to duplicate
They
it.
had that
The
shit back then?
1917 money. Yeah.
Really?
Really
Or, like,
intense.
to get the opacity
Okay.
right.
I was gonna
You know what
say,
I mean?
they don't have like little weird.
No, not like the
Yeah.
microchip, like micro printing, but like the watermarks. But in reality, he probably definitely lied about the radioactive core just so people wouldn't poke around the guts of the box.
Do you
Yeah.
know if you're ever trying to test 100 and this is like legit? You can hold up to the light or whatever. You're not supposed to do
Draw
that. You're not supposed to do that nowadays if you work in retail because like it's disrespectful or some shit.
Yes, you just use the marker.
Yeah, but no, the real way to do it is if you wrap it around your penis and start stroking, your penis will turn blue.
Oh yeah.
So anyone
Yes.
working in retail, if you ever get 100 or 50, it turns orange if you have a 50.
What do I do?
But
I
just
have an
start doing it.
inch.
If you have,
You
an
only
inch,
have an inch?
you're going to
That is
have
a
an
pain.
orange inch.
Yeah. Just orange inch.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That's sweet.
You ever seen
I
them?
had a bitch double check a $5 bill I handed her once. I was like,
Really? She was
Really?
probably a little too nice. Little
Yeah.
touch of tism.
yeah, like held it up and everything.
$5.
Okay,
Who
bitch.
cares?
Monopoly
I don't
money.
know.
I don't even check hundreds because I don't take cash.
There you go. Smart.
My paid
Yep.
pal.
So, and as Tom put together earlier, on top of all this, once the pigeon realized he'd been duped, to report this to the authorities, he's got to A, admit to being a dumbass, and also B, admit to being a wannabe counterfeiter.
Well,
So they're not
people
gonna do
admit
that.
to being dumbasses all the time. That
They just
seems
don't
to not
realize
be
it.
an issue. It's the counterfeiting because they know what they're getting into. You counterfeit a $20 bill, you're going to jail for fucking at least 6 months.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you're like,
a federal crime,
I was
Mike.
trying to counterbill, counterbill. I was trying to counterfeit. You're dead. You have no life anymore.
What
So
about a single? How many? It's like a week.
It's a
Yeah,
federal
it's-
crime.
I mean,
man.
they'll throw in a week and make you suck someone's penis.
Oh, damn it.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Probably the warden's penis.
I
Hey,
mean,
You like Warden penis, Mike?
Yeah.
literally, someone
always first.
just died because of a counterfeit bill, and it
Really?
started
Oh, yeah.
riots across the country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is such a ridiculous thing that, I mean, it's a counterfeit bill. Oh, no.
Well, like, not like we're trying to moralize on this goddamn episode, but
Right.
that's quite the overreaction.
Yeah.
Someone
Well,
shot
yeah.
someone because of a fake bill?
No, the George Floyd thing.
Oh, yeah.
He had either a fake check or a fake bill, and he died
That
because
shit
of
was
it.
terrible.
But still tragic.
Back to this man running
Yes.
spaghetti all
So,
over the country.
That's the Romanian box thing. It would earn Victor about $29,000 every time because there's some setup. You got to get $1,000 of hundreds to fucking
Big investment.
doctor, and you got to also wine and dine the guy for a fucking few hours. But he'd walk away with $28,000 to $29,000 net gain every time. So this is how he starts putting a little Skrilla in his pockets. By 1919, Victor marries a pretty redhead named Roberta Norrit, and Roberta was a wife, but she was more used as a courier of money for Victor, either as bail or bribe money just to get him out of sticky situations. She put up with this because she loved him. Victor, realizing his lifestyle may attract some unsavory fucks, wanted to keep Roberta safe. So he would have her check in and out of hotels constantly to put her up, but keep her constantly on the move so no one can get unsavory mitts on her and, threaten Victor with,
Why not just buy her a
busting up
gun?
his wife. I don't know.
Well, that's, I mean,
All right, Roberta, remember, I'm in a less than savory career path right here, and some people might not exactly address us during business hours strictly. So,
Yes.
if you could, wherever you go, have a gun.
A bazooka,
I
preferably.
mean, she literally had a natural defense going for her. You said she was a ginger?
Yeah.
So, like, her area was on fire all the time.
Oh,
So if any
that's
unsavory-
fire
It's really funny.
Unsavory
really funny.
gentleman
Come on,
tried to
Travis.
do something.
You know what? You're offensive. You're an offensive joker. I have friends who are redheads, and I also like speak their language and shit. Dog. Okay.
Is it this? Har-tar-tar-tar-tar. Irish, hello.
It might be, but I don't want
Irish,
to
hello.
characterize
Very
it.
good.
Oh,
So-
my God.
Don't worry, we're
these
all
two-
Irish on the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Even Cody, even
Yep.
he's
Even
half
the
Asian,
Even the
half
Asian is
Yeah.
Irish, yeah.
The Asian guy is Irish. Wow, what a good way to preface the show.
My last name is McGann. The two eventually have a daughter named Betty Jean. Victor would also Betty Jean, and Victor would shower wife and daughter with gifts to keep them happy as he shuffled them throughout upscale hotels.
That's nice.
That's all anyone wants.
I just
It's
want
nice.
gifts.
He's a family man. He loves them, but it's a little weird because of his profession.
He's a scumbag.
Some to people, not to his family.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
likes his family. Well, we'll get into it, Mike, later.
Well, when she turned
sometime-
18, he just was like, "Hey, how much money you put away?
Yeah.
You want
yeah.
to see this box I got?
Shh, don't tell anyone.
I don't need you, family."
Sometime
God
Sometime
damn.
in 1920, Victor was back on his shit and started picking pockets again. I don't know. I guess the Romanian racket was a little slow.
Are you saying
Yeah.
Romanian or Romanian?
It's not Romanian as in the ethnicity. It's Imagine that word with a U instead of an O.
okay.
So it's Romanian. I don't
Did
know
he
why
make,
he
did
named
he
it
make
that.
up a place like your other guy,
that's what he
Salamanzar
did.
or whatever, who was just like,
Well,
oh, Romania, where they all drink blood. But it's
I think
not
that's what he was
blood,
trying to
it's
do.
pasta sauce.
he literally picked a place he knew and then changed one letter, it sounds like.
Okay.
I like it.
So he's picking pockets again. Maybe a slow day with the Romanian box racket. He picks the pocket of a fucker named Linus Merton, and he goes to the wallet.
Dude, if your name is Linus Merton, you get your pocket picked every day. Every day.
Yeah,
God. He's a guy who wears
good.
cargo pants and every pocket is picked.
Yeah, you have a chain wallet, but somehow your pocket gets picked.
They steal the chain.
Oh
too.
no, my wallet's gone.
Linus, what's wrong?
Merton.
I just
Nothing.
tried to buy
They
a
just
pizza.
stole all my wallets again.
I was just trying to buy a slice of pizza, and they stole my money. Could I get a pizza?
You don't have any money, Linus.
Oh,
You can't
Linus
have
has
pizza.
Linus has a shitload of money. Victor
Oh,
goes through his
okay,
wallets and discovers Linus might be a man of affluence. He's like, oh shit, it's a nice wallet. There's some nice credit cards and nice business cards in here. This guy, it might be worth returning the wallet to this fucker. And that's exactly what Victor does. He returns the wallet to Linus saying, hey, found this on the street, buddy. How are you? My name's Victor.
so generous.
I like this.
So
Very smart.
the two wine and dine and get to know each other. And after gaining Linus's trust, Victor lays a scheme on Mr. Merton. Victor reveals he, quote unquote, knows a guy. Specifically, a guy who's a telegrapher, a guy that does telegraphs. And said telegrapher was responsible for receiving and handing off the results of pony races to a local gambling house.
Nice.
Victor said he can instruct his telegrapher buddy to delay in forwarding race results for the gambling establishment for an entire minute without raising suspicion. And
Okay.
go on.
So here's a pro tip. If you're ever in a new town, go to the OTB, ask for their Chinese food. Some of the best Chinese food you're going to have.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You
OTB.
got food there?
They want to keep you in that building as long as possible, sir.
Never been there.
Don't go. It's not Nathan's.
Dude, their General Toes are
Very good.
great.
God, I gotta have to try that.
So this telegraph guy can hold up the telegraph results for an entire minute. And in that minute, he could secretly hand them off to Victor. And Victor, literally in the last minute, can make game-breaking bets because he knows who wins the race before the results are posted. So we can bet huge on who places, who shows, and I don't know what's the other thing. It's place. Show.
I forget.
Scores.
I don't bet on races.
No.
He knows who won the pony race before the gambling house does.
So Victor just ripped off Back to the Future. Easy.
There you go. Yeah, the sports
Yeah, that's what I
almanac.
was thinking, yeah.
Easy.
But the future is only 60 seconds away in this
yeah,
case.
I mean, Back to the Future, written by Shakespeare. We covered him.
Mm-hmm,
Easy ripoff. Low-hanging fruit.
So Victor would place this last minute bet and make hundreds, thousands maybe. Here's the surprising thing. Victor is being 100% honest when he says this to Linus. He actually does have an inside guy that does this racket for him.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Nice.
the only thing is it's short-term profitable because, gambling houses,
Look
you
catch
can
on after a
imagine,
while.
would catch on. There's regular audits. The pit boss would realize, oh, the house loses
They
like
lose too
crazy.
much money, yeah.
Literally in the last minute. Only in the last minute, the house loses crazy. So Victor's telegraph guy, would get a pink slip and 2 shattered kneecaps if he was ever caught. So
Right.
this is a short-term racket, stop while you're ahead, move on type deal. So not forever.
Yeah, though, I mean,
Smart.
betting isn't exactly the most savory crowd I can imagine.
I would tend to disagree,
Okay.
but also I am a scumbag.
There you go. So for an entire week, Victor would take Linus's money and make a killing at the gambling houses, taking the results and making huge last-minute bets and raking in the dough.
Damn.
However, one day, Victor fabricates a bogus story and breaks some bad news to Linus. Victor sobs and says his telegraph guy's wife is gravely sick and needs to relocate to receive special treatment. So the telegraph guy has to take his wife and move away. But, silver lining, there's exactly one more race scheduled before he has to move.
Oh.
I don't know if you folks
So-
at home can hear this, but I am rubbing my palms like
Yeah, I'm
a
watching
greasy
Ooh,
duck.
Tom,
that's
Freaking me
smoking.
out.
you know how Cody was trying to bait Mike last time with the Romanian box? You have baited
Oh,
Tom. I could see it in his face. He's like, all right, I'm sold.
I'm in.
All right,
I'm a total degenerate. Let's
Throwing
let it
everything
go.
in.
I like to have fun and possibly on the edge.
Especially if there's money involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, money is fun. Some people say money can't buy happiness, but those people are, well,
Oh, that's scientifically proven false.
knuckle chucks. Knuckle chucks, I believe, would
Hot
be the...
dogs?
Yeah, dude, there's lots of things that make me happy. Dude, I like this
Nachos?
beer. You know what I had to do to get this beer? I had to use money.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say how to steal.
So Tom is
I may have actually no. Gabby bought me this beer because I have a wonderful girlfriend.
There you go.
Oh,
That you paid for.
Yes, I had to pay for.
Tom is all in on soggy biscuit right now, and it's gonna go down.
So, silver lining, one last race. And Linus Merton sees his golden egg-laying goose about to fly south permanently. So he's just like, oh shit, only one race. Let's pull the entire life savings out and bet on the pony that's going to win. So Linus hands Victor $30,000 of life savings in what I presume is a burlap sack with a huge dollar sign on it.
Wait, what's up with $30,000 at this time period? Was that like the most money people had?
Maybe. Or the most that was unregulatedly withdrawn from
No, that's the
Well, I mean,
highest.
think about it.
That's the highest they could count.
it's probably more than 30.
The
grand.
Romanian,
Yeah.
the Romanian box was $30,000. This guy who
Yeah.
apparently had a lot of money had $30,000. What is the correlation?
I
here?
think you mentioned
Well,
it.
bigger
man.
numbers weren't
Well,
invented
yeah,
yet.
Tom. I think you mentioned it on the last episode. If you had more than $30,000, it was just like you have two $30,000 million. Two
Oh, right,
$30,000.
Oh,
counting.
1.2 30K.
1.2. Yeah.
Counting
Yeah.
should be done in batches. I still wholeheartedly agree with that, with what I said. You weren't here that episode,
So-
Mike. But
Counting in batches? What
yeah,
do you mean?
in short, all right, I'm sorry, Cody. I just got to
Counting
catch
fingers?
Do it.
other listeners
Let 'em
up. Also,
bring-
Mike.
Well,
Bring
also,
that
no,
body
it's
to
good,
speed.
Tom, because if you missed it last episode, you can go back. You can earn a college credit if you listen.
That's true.
It's true.
Good point. But
Lay it on
here's the
us.
quick summary. Counting shouldn't be based on how high the number is. It should be based on multiple numbers.
Okay.
So if I had 100 of something, no, I don't.
You got 5 fives or
I got 520. It's close.
520?
5 fives. Okay.
I know what you mean. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I only have
in a
five-
stack. Like, I mean, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 5 a stack. I think it's just more so the this would solve a lot of class issues if people just had the same amount of things but in different
I like
numbers.
dozens. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Baker's
Like
dozen.
5 dozens.
Baker's
Things.
dozen. Just throw in
Right,
an
let's-
extra one.
Let's decide
That
what
gets
that number
confusing,
is.
No,
Travis.
dude, don't
All
worry
right,
about
right.
it.
So he takes his life savings out, which is one of his 30,000.
Okay.
Yeah, three
Okay,
10,000s.
so
He hands it in.
30,000s.
He's got a bunch of 30,000. He brings his life savings out. It's all of that.
One of 7.
One of them.
And as you can imagine, Victor just vanishes. Oops. Like, oops. You trusted the guy with a burlap sack of money, and he disappeared.
I'd be
like-
so mad. Oh my god.
Would you have fallen for that, Mike?
Probably.
If he's like, I can show you how I can foolproof win any bet at the race. You know,
back then you had like the
gambling
internet
house.
or anything like to like warn you about people like this. Really, so I'd be a fucking sucker.
You see my redheaded wife? She goes in there. She finds a horse that looks nice in the eye, sucks its dick. That's the winner.
I'd be like, so-
Always wins.
Soggy
saw that, I'd be
biscuit.
like, sign me up.
So Linus Merton is out $30,000 after, weeks of knowing the guy and trusting him and seeing his system works. And then one last big bet, 30,000 gone.
Linus is like, you kissed my firstborn baby with your
You
pasta
can't go to
lips.
the police.
Nope, can't go to the police because you have to admit to cheating, Mike.
Also, you said that guy who was doing the bets was still there.
Yes, that guy, the Telegraph guy's name is probably Dapper Dan, and that's a famous also con man that teams up with our boy Lustig. Dapper Dan is a ex-lion tamer and daredevil from a circus that joins
Whoa.
leagues with Linus, but
Oh,
because we don't.
I've heard about
Right,
this guy.
hold-
Didn't this guy run a?
Yeah.
This guy ran like the lotto, right? Like, didn't he? He had
did
like the
all
biggest
sorts of
lotto poll or something.
He's done all sorts of shit. It's just because they have criminal backgrounds and are tight-lipped about it, we don't know what Dapper Dan and Lustig did together because no one's going to admit.
Right.
They don't want to admit to it.
Right.
So,
but the
he's-
reason I wanted to
he's
ask
probably
you-
the sidekick in most of these scams.
Okay.
Okay, the reason I wanted to ask you though is that he did get that $130,000 life savings, brought it over to him, made the scam
He
work.
probably made the bet, and he probably made the correct bet and walked away with more than $30,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like he at least doubled his money. That's how like
yeah, I don't know
winners
how
on-
pony wagers work. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
probably
depends
exactly.
on like I don't understand all of the fine details of it, but typically
Probably double.
a winner. I mean, a winner can get a lot more depending on the odds. It's all an odds game, and
And
a
there's
horse
like weird bets you
a
can make,
horse
too.
that looks really good, sometimes you're not going to make a lot
Yeah.
of money back on because you know they're going to win. So like the odds just work out that way.
It just
but
goes
like,
with the penis. You look at the horse's penis. Is it long? It's probably got an extra leg to help it get across the
Yeah.
finish line quicker.
well, that's
the lower
what
the odd, the bigger the money.
that's what Rebecca,
Yes.
the wife, said. It wasn't Rebecca, but that
Roberta.
the Roberta,
Roberta, yeah.
she'd go, oh, this one had the biggest, and fucking Victor would go, you're a sick woman, but I love you, and then tongue her for 10 minutes straight, and then go make $3 million, or
Oh, yeah.
rather,
Damn.
yeah, that would be 10. No, it would be
You retire.
$130,000.
Perfect.
It's a good
I
system,
love
right?
it.
Yeah,
You see how
it's
it rolled
great.
out the tongue?
Mhm.
Where do you keep it? At the bank?
No, because
Under
it's
your
illegal
mattress.
money. You put it.
Yeah,
You
we're
make
gonna put
it.
that.
It is your mattress. You
You-
Bill Burr that
Yeah,
shit.
ooh.
yeah, wrap it in tinfoil. Put it under your mattress.
In 1922, using the alias of Robert Duvall, weird, right?
Yeah, that is strange.
Victor approaches a bank that's looking to liquidate a ranch, a foreclosed ranch, mind you.
Mm.
So, Victor proposes to purchase said ranch with World War I bonds. And I want you to rest assured, these bonds are, in fact, authentic. They pass authentic,
Oh, wow.
genuine tests. It's post World War I. These are probably everywhere.
Mm.
So Victor's like, give me that ranch. I'll give you war bonds. And the bank is like, all right, that makes sense. War bonds are at this time almost as good as money. However, Victor overpays or offers about $10,000 more in war bonds than what the ranch is actually worth. And the bank calls up Victor and is like, hey, you're overpaying for the ranch by about $10,000 worth of war bonds.
Something a bank would
Cody,
never
pause.
do today.
No, never.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say, as a smart man that Victor is, the name of that ranch, Hidden Valley.
Hidden Valley.
He's gonna be a saucinaire. You know what I'm saying? He's
A
gonna be making
saucier.
so much sauce.
Do you guys ever?
So much Skrilla.
I mean, I think I have seen that when I go to Brooklyn and I go to gastro pubs there. They have foreclosed ranch.
Oh.
Foreclosed.
Yeah,
ranch.
Hidden Valley
Very-
is the ranch of the common man, but for those who think they have more money than they do, it is foreclosed ranch.
Yes.
I want some wings now.
It's
I'm hungry.
vegan
Yeah,
too.
dude, let's get wings
That
after
sounds
this.
great.
Ooh. Is Bruce
So-
Brothers open yet?
That shit closed the
Oh,
fuck down.
Wait, it's closed.
Yeah, they got
Closed.
coveted. The coveted bruise.
The old COVID. God
So
damn it.
Victor overbids the ranch by $10,000. And a normal person like you, me, Travis, maybe Mike, would simply offer $10,000 less war bond dollars. But instead, Victor's just like, how about you make up the difference by putting $10,000 more dollars on your side of the transaction? So Victor's like, I'll give you this envelope full of war bonds. You give me the deed for the ranch and $10,000, and then we'll call it even.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly what happens. Victor brings an envelope of war bonds to the bank. The bank verifies these are, in fact, authentic articles. They are real war bonds. And they accept They load up an envelope full of the ranch deed and $10,000 as requested by Victor. And with a cheeky bit of sleight of hand, Victor walks out with his envelope, the bank's envelope, and leaves a dummy decoy envelope for the bank to discover later.
Nice.
Ooh, a little switcheroo.
A little quick switcheroo. Not the most intellectual scam, but it works.
Yeah.
And now he started the very first metal band, Deeds of Ranch.
Deeds of
Oh,
Ranch.
dude, we don't make Deeds of Ranch jokes, all right? Don't make any Deeds of Flesh jokes. Rest in peace, Eric Lindmark. Come on.
Does he ever get
Deeds of
comfortable
Ranch.
at all with his money? Does he just keeps doing this? It's like never enough for him.
Oh, no, Mike. He's in it for the rush. He likes getting high off of duping smooth brains.
Damn.
Not like you, who likes getting high.
No, I don't get high. It's all CBD. Yeah,
CBD.
Fucking,
Yeah,
my
CBD.
joints hurt.
For your
My
joints.
doctor told me I got bad knees, so
Yeah, you've got bad brain joints.
I do have bad knees.
I know.
You
Yeah, well,
started the
before
episode.
the show. Yeah.
It works too well.
Before the show, you said your doctor said you have knees of a 50-year-old.
Yeah, it's not good. That's what he said. CBD is good.
astounding.
He recommended it.
Oh.
He recommended it.
Okay.
Astonishing.
Gotcha.
Here's a prescription to your local gas station.
Well, yeah.
Gorgeous. So, if you've ever watched Pawn Stars, after they come to a close on a deal, Rick is like, leave this here and we'll pay you out over on that counter.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
you're
done
right.
so there's no sleight of hand. You know what I mean? You have to leave
I
the
didn't know
item
that.
there.
Wow. That's why.
Yeah. Like if you come in with like a $10,000 coin and Rick is like, I'll take that for $8, leave the coin here, go get your $8 over there. And that's, you know,
That sounds like a pawn star.
yeah, that's how it works. So like the bank didn't do that. So like so in a way you can see like, oh, Victor Lustig influenced how Pawn Stars operates.
Wow.
Yeah. If only they could get it right on Antique Roadshow. They need more drama.
Yeah, right?
You gotta get it off PBS. You gotta get that. You gotta get that guy that looks like he might have smoked meth and reformed his life through Jesus, and now he's stealing these old men's train sets.
What's so exciting about this vintage, historic weaved basket is a goat is eating it right now. Fight the goat. Here's a expensive sword.
In 4K.
Now, this explains why Vic wanted the bank to cash out the difference instead of offering less war bonds. He made his payday $10,000 richer because he always intended to swipe both envelopes.
And you know there was a dumbass who was like, well, let's go to the ranch and find him. And the manager
very
was just
good.
like, oh, he's so dumb.
Yep. The bank, as you can imagine, hated being swindled.
Of course.
So they hire two gumshoes, two private eyes
Ooh.
to pursue Victor and rough him up a little bit for at least one of those envelopes back. The two.
Yeah, see, you gotta get one of them envelopes. See,
Yeah.
this guy over here, Victor, he's not a nice guy. He's a real crook, a real roach in the computer. We don't know what a computer is, but he's one of those.
One
Get
of
him.
them.
See?
Yeah. So the two gumshoes track Victor all the way to Kansas City. And before the detectives, you know, these are essentially fucking hired goons. You know what I mean? They might say they're police detectives, but they're just, you know, mercenaries
Dicks.
for hire. Dicks. So
Yeah.
before these two dicks can polish their brass knuckles using Victor's mustache, Victor uses his unrivaled legendary powers of smooth talk to save his life.
I thought you were gonna say penis.
Maybe he flashed his wiener too. I
Well,
don't.
I'm
History
convinced.
doesn't know. So,
He's got the densest dick in the West.
are you ready to see this amazing smooth talk? Victor
Yeah, I'm
states
ready.
if the bank resorts to physical violence, the scam would make newspaper headlines. The public would learn of how gullible and untrustworthy bank
Ooh,
operations
bad
are.
press.
The customer fallout would result in a loss greater than the scam perpetrated.
It caused chaos.
Upon hearing this, the bank agreed Victor was right. The bank dropped all charges against Victor to avoid bad PR.
He's his own lawyer. Fuck, man. He's good.
Because
Yeah.
if you think about it, some grade school like switcheroo took that bank for thousands, 10 of thousands of dollars, as
Damn.
Tom would count.
Yes.
See, here's where we know that this happened in the past, because logic progresses. We learn from history. So if this happened today, he would have committed suicide,
Yep.
and the bank would have got their money back.
Unrelated suicide
Yeah,
in Tijuana or the Cayman Islands or something.
hanging out.
Yeah. So Victor tells this to the bank. The bank tells the goons to back off and walk away. As the goons are walking away, Victor's like, I see this would be bad PR for you. What is my silence worth? $1,000. Victor shakes down the bank for another $1,000 of hush money.
Yes.
After
Yeah.
he's
Fuck
confronted.
those banks.
So he's
This
like,
guy's a hero.
like, I see silence is important to you. How important to you is it? And he makes another $1,000 on the
He's good.
entire scam.
Code.
He's
It
a
goes
legend.
it's the old saying, steal from the rich and buy yourself a jet ski.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live by
In
that,
Victor's
actually.
case, it's steal from the rich to continue stealing from the rich.
And get a jet
And
ski.
then maybe get a jet ski
I-
when you're bored.
Cool.
Look,
Jet
I-
skis, I like them.
I think I bring this up from time to time when we have someone who's actually pretty neat that we're talking about.
Yeah?
This guy better be a pedophile.
I don't think he is. I did a lot of shit.
Cody.
I
I
don't
love
think
him,
he
then.
is.
I love him. I just love him.
So, in 1925, Victor moves back to Paris, to let New York cool off, or let New York and Kansas cool off, and then, and to prey on some Parisian fucktards. Now,
Easy pickings.
very good, sir.
Well, you
Easy.
just throw a baguette in the street, and they're like, "Oh, we
Let me bend
and
over.
then they,
When they bend over for the baguette, you just take out their wallet.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
they're thin
easy.
wallet. They're thin.
what do you
long
think
wallet.
What do you think the Nazis did in World War II? They airdropped a bunch of baguettes, and they just cruised right in there.
Oh, I mean that's.
I think I remember reading
what
that
happened.
history book.
There you go.
Yeah, right,
Mike
dude.
verified.
All right. Well, that's where we're at tonight. How did Hitler one up the French? We're always focusing on what
Easily.
he did to the Jews, but never the one upping of the French.
Surrender, monkeys.
Surrender monkeys. I'm going to use that. That's good. So, before we get into what Victor was up to in France, I'm going to do a quick, small tangent history lesson. Eiffel Tower. Today,
Love it.
well-known staple of Paris, gay Paris. It's
It's cool.
in all the postcards.
So that is when there's a man in the front
No,
and a man in the
the
back,
literal Eiffel Tower, not the
and
sex
they high
position.
five over the woman.
God damn it! I want to tell a story so bad, but I just can't.
All right. You can change the names and maybe like a Patreon exclusive. But the Parisian Eiffel Tower, erected in 1889 as part of the World's Fair. It was supposed to be like a fucking temporary thing, taken down 20 years later in 1909. But it's a promotional thing. Think of it as a over glorified fucking
Yeah,
cardboard
France. Yeah, France. Well, guess what, France? You still don't have a Disney World, so get fucked.
Nope. So the thing stays up for way too long, kind of like Christmas decorations in March. And Parisian people are split on the aesthetics of the Eiffel Tower. Because if you really think about it, it does. Yeah, right, Mike? Today, Eiffel Tower, Paris as it gets.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it kind of doesn't fit because it's this iron lattice of industry-looking tower that really doesn't do anything. And it
Probably
clashes
weird looking,
with...
yeah.
It clashes with France because the French people are trying to make Paris this quaint metropolitan area where you smoke cigarettes, drink coffee, and suck on baguettes.
Mm-hmm.
The industrious looking metal lattice work doesn't fit at all.
Isn't that the same shit with the Hollywood sign? Didn't that start as like just advertising? And
Yeah,
then,
for Hollywood land, the neighborhood, the suburb.
Yeah.
And then like people
Just
are just
stuck.
like, I hate it. And some people are like, I like it. Let's recycle it and take
And
off
al-
land.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the same thing with the Statue of Liberty when they were like, "Hey, guess what? America has liberty." Psych.
Well, that's politics. We don't talk about politics on the show.
Never.
Yeah, but not a lot of people know this, that the Hollywood sign out in L.A., it used to say Hollywood Land.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
After
it's
the
pretty
neighborhood,
fun.
there's a neighborhood called Hollywood Land.
Yeah.
And then to make the sign encompass the entire area, they took off the land, so it was just Hollywood.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy to live next to like Brad Pitt or some shit.
Dude, he used to live right over here.
Oh, really?
Him and Angelina Jolie had a place in Lloyd Harbor, like 15 minutes away from here.
Oh, shit. No
They
way.
showed up in Huntington a couple times. There were some sightings, and then the newspaper people came, and then they left.
Ruined it
Yeah,
for everyone.
My mom knows like the coolest job ever.
She knows the coolest job?
Knows someone that has the coolest job ever, and that's the caretaker to that fucking castle they lived in. Literally, all they have to do is live there and mow the lawn, and they get paid more than I do.
Yeah. Well, you should probably work with your hands more, Travis. You would be
Dude,
useful.
I work with my I work with my hands every night and sometimes in the morning.
All right, pinching your inch and typing the keyboard is not working with your hands.
I mean,
I beg to differ,
I
dude.
mean-
It's just as saucy. It's a hidden valley right there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fine.
The amount of pubes I got going on, it's the hidden valley.
Hidden Valley.
I
Oh
hate
God.
this. Yeah, it's
What is
creamy.
that? Why is that penis concave? Shouldn't it be convex out of his body? Unlike a
Dude.
soup bowl?
No, my penis is great for drinking soup off of.
Oh, it's
People
nice
that.
and
What?
Nice and flat?
No, it's round,
it's
dude.
round.
It's like a globe.
Oh, like a sphere?
Inner glow.
Yeah.
Big sphere?
Cody, we're turning the convex soup people against each other.
Is it vertical or horizontal?
Weird.
Dude, I don't
Shut
even
the
know
fuck
what
up.
words you're using. Cody,
Shut the fuck up.
we're
Everyone
talking about
shut the
big
fuck up.
iron penis in Paris. In
Eiffel
gay
Tower.
Paris.
Half the people loved it, half the people hated it, even though all the people love it now. The cafe at the base of the Eiffel Tower prospered as it touted its scenic view was unspoiled by the Eiffel Tower.
Bingus.
Ha!
Good marketing, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to
Yeah.
look at the eyesore if you're eating under the eyesore.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Let the eyesore kind of protect you from the rain.
So this is where Victor is like, oh, people hate shit. Let me get in there and ruin it more and make money off of it. Vic forged official-looking stationery from a French governing body. I think it was like the local Ministry of Communications. And just so you know, the Eiffel Tower is used as a telegraph hub because it's, I guess, tall
Yeah.
and important or whatever.
The cell tower.
5G, baby.
Yeah.
Feels so,
So-
great.
Vic, using this forged stationery, Victor lures in 5 of Paris's biggest scrap metal dealers. So the French two brothers, if you can imagine. Local joke.
I don't know. I don't know French.
Scrap,
How do you say
two
two?
brothers, scrap metal?
Yeah.
Deux. It's Deux brothers.
Deux
What?
brothers.
Deux
Those
brothers.
fucking scrap metal.
Deux fraternité.
Dad, put down that Optimum remote and call Two Brothers Scrap
you.
Metal, please. I'm not gonna
Local
do
joke.
it. I don't know how to use iPhones. Got no thumbs anymore. Lost it in the war. Which war, Dad? Me selling drugs?
That is why they say Paris. They say Paris is the cultural center of the world. I would argue it's Bayshore.
There you go.
That's a good point. Well, also another old saying, gay ass Paris. I hear that the birth rates there are incredibly low.
Dude, that's because they figured out how to nut
And butt.
everywhere.
They figured
Nut
out-
and butt.
figured
Yeah,
out
it's
how to
all
nut
about
and
the
butt.
French ladies.
Let's do this French. Anyway, so he gets all the 5 biggest scrap dealers and proceeds to try to sell the fucking Eiffel Tower to these 5 men. And he's like, don't tell anyone about this because we don't want the outrage circulating that the Eiffel Tower is being torn down because half of us like it. So shh, don't talk about this. This is a secret meeting.
On the down
Only
low.
only the 5 of you get to bid on taking down the Eiffel Tower. So this guy's literally selling a landmark as a
Great.
con.
Mm.
So Lustig targeted the small fish in the pond, a man called Andre Poisson. Poisson. And if you don't get that joke, poisson is French for fish. So he's targeting the small fish in the pond.
I get it now.
So
Thank you.
he eyeballs the smallest guy because he's probably the thirstiest to close the deal and would,
Wants to move up.
he wants to. He'd do the most to secure the bid.
Wait, you're saying this guy has a man pussy that smells like fish?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Ooh.
He's a French guy named Fish that stinks for more than one reason.
All right.
So this man, Andre Poisson, is the smallest business owner. And Victor's like, hey, man, I feel for you. Small guy in a big world. I'll accept your meager bid if there's a little kickback for old Victor.
Oh.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Victor-
Hey, you want me to add a few inches to your inch? Come on.
Yeah.
I got one
well,
big
it's
old
France.
several inches here.
So
I'll
metric.
take one.
Yeah.
Centimeter.
Would you like some metric inches?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Metric inch.
Would you like to mash that meter?
Metric Inches is a very woke feminist punk band.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just made that up.
Oh.
It's good.
But you
Good
believe
makeup.
me.
Oh, you fooled me.
Yeah.
You fooled
Fake news,
me.
Tom, spreading it around.
Yep.
So the deal went through. Victor handed Andre a phony deed for the tower, and Andre handed Victor a shadowy sum worth the tower's price tag and sizable kickback. A total in the neighborhood somewhere of 100,000 francs. History is actually unsure of the exact
Oh,
amount.
wow.
Andre presented the phony deed to the local government in an attempt to harvest the metal that is the Eiffel Tower, and the officials laughingly pointed out the illegitimacy of the document. Like, sir, this is signed in crayon. We can't honor this at all.
Who are you?
This is crayon.
This
You cannot bring.
This fish boy is here to take out our. I will not have it. Get out of here, fish boy. Go have a croissant and don't look at the tower, but be underneath it. It's kind of a thing we got going on.
Yes. So Andre, too embarrassed to throw a tantrum, quietly retreated and speaks nothing of this scam.
Oh, my God.
And
Dude, this mook just tried to buy fucking the Eiffel Tower. You fucking kidding me? He's an idiot. Well, I wouldn't tell anyone that.
I'm just imagining you saying that during, like, in front of all these Frenchmen, like calling him a mook and a fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
like, what is he saying?
If those French officials had the word mook in their French vocabulary, that would have been tossed around a lot. Look at this
Look at this
fucking mook. Walking in here with his fish last name, trying to buy this shit. Fucking mook.
Look at this mook here.
Oh, I
So,
love him.
Victor lays low in Vienna. You know what I mean? He's got to dodge the heat. But as we said earlier, Andre Poisson was too embarrassed to make a fucking stinker about it. He's just like, oh no, my life is ruined because I thought I could buy a landmark for scrap.
Oh, my God.
Wait, when he's in Vienna, did he steal all their sausages?
No, he was just trying to lay low and not steal anything. It's a literal, like,
Well-
he would go back to America, but we'll see in a minute why he didn't.
He had money to buy stuff now.
Oh, so he could buy Vienna
Yes.
sausages.
So Victor
Damn.
laid low, waiting for the frenzied press day to happen. But, Victor never made it. So all of Paris is not only quiet, but blissfully ignorant of the scam, the huge, huge scam that just transpired. And this is why we don't know the exact number, because everyone's too embarrassed to talk about it. The only person willing to gloat about it is Victor himself. And he may have embellished the 100,000 franc sum just to make, his con man Pinor seem larger. You know what I mean? Like, I took that guy for 100,000 francs. It might not have been that much. Some embellishment might be there, but that's the only account we have of how many,
Wow.
how much Andre Poisson was taken for.
That's a lot of money.
It is. So there's this eerie vibe. Paris should be a storm of alarm and outrage. However, it's all quiet.
That's how they felt after they were invaded.
Yeah.
Should be outraged, but most of them are Nazis.
Yeah, they just sucked on baguettes all day. So, to your run-of-the-mill con man, this hush meant getting away scot-free. It's like, oh, no one's talking about it. We can get out of here with our, payoff and reputation intact. But to our subject tonight, Victor, that just meant he could do the same exact scam over again. So he's like, run it back. Let's use the leftover stationery to solicit the next 5 biggest scrap metal dealers in Paris.
Yes!
And do this again. No one's talking about it. Let's do it, baby.
Victor is truly the victor. I love this
Victor
guy.
is the victor.
This guy is, I want him to be my richest uncle.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Give you those gift certificates.
He would be
to
your
the
uncle,
Olive.
too.
Yes.
Yes.
sick.
Oh,
I'm not so selfish.
twofer.
Good idea.
Yeah, I'm not very selfish.
All right, so he turns around. He's like,
think
"What
it's
is
on.
this? 3 Gastons metal? All right, we're going right
Three
to
Gaston's medal.
Love it. So, unfortunately, one of these next 5 scrap dealers was a little suspicious smarty pants and tattled on him to the proper authorities. Like, hey, this guy's trying to sell a landmark. I don't think that's legal, right? So he snitched. And Victor has to forge a new passport to flee back to New York because his aliases are, out there now. So he's like, shit, let's get the fuck out of here. The second deal doesn't go through. There's no payday, but he does get out of France without being arrested.
What was his alias? Like George Eiffel?
It goes from Robert Duvall, Robert Duvall.
Oh, right.
Robert V. Miller is another popular alias.
What about
of his.
Robert
And
De Niro?
Maybe. I don't know.
Specifically from Godfather 2.
And before we close the book on the Eiffel Tower scan, I went down a rabbit hole during my research and found out there's some such thing called the wives of the Eiffel Tower. There's a few women out there with objectphilia centered around the Eiffel Tower.
What does that mean?
What?
Yeah, so if you ever visit the Eiffel Tower, Mike, there's a non-zero chance you might find a woman just getting tetanus by humping and kissing it.
Really?
Yeah, people
having sex on
Yeah, women fall in love with the Eiffel Tower as if it was a lover.
Damn.
I watched a
I gotta go to
documentary.
France, fuck.
It made me weird. No, you don't.
Dude.
You don't want these women, Mike.
No,
Dude, it's long, hard.
Mike, these women are tremendously horrible people.
I didn't say about I said I want to see the Eiffel Tower.
You want to see women humping
want-
the Eiffel Tower.
I did not say that. You put words in my mouth.
It's Paris' biggest dick. It is a city of love.
I kinda wanna
This
see
is
the
where they
pond. I wanna
come
look
for the
across and wonder.
croissants every morning. They come, they look at the big dick, they go, oh, can't fit you inside, but I love you.
Oh, Gaston, let me get it in there.
It's a
The Eiffel Tower.
It's one of the weird symbolic illnesses of the world. I have heard of these people. What
Yes.
documentary did you watch, Cody? I'm curious.
It was on YouTube. There's a
see
woman
those.
that just kept kissing like a girder and humping it.
Sacre bleu.
That's
Yeah,
absurd.
Just go Google wives of the Eiffel Tower. Anyway, speaking of waifus,
I will do that
Sounds like
in
a porno.
incognito mode.
it does, Mike. It is a porno, Mike. It is the softest core porno.
Sure, not just-
that
not just the
is
porno,
allowed on
Cody?
YouTube.
Not
I don't.
just
It's on
a
YouTube.
movie?
It's on you. If it's on YouTube, it can't be a porno.
You never know. You get a nip slip once in a while on YouTube.
Cody, don't you crank it to MSRI? What was that?
ASMR.
ASMR? That's on
No, I don't. Nothing on. I do crank. I do pinch my inch to some ASMR, but not YouTube ASMR because there's no boobs.
Or like the sound
Anyway,
of like door shutting, or like
There's no boobs in ASMR anyways. I'm talking about their tits. Oh my God, I have a lump. All right, keep going.
I will. All right. Anyway, speaking of waifus, just not Eiffel Tower waifus, Eiffel Tower waifus. Wife Roberta and daughter Betty Jean, just so you know, are still being shuffled around upscale hotels to obscure and keep them away from the unsavory fucks coming after Victor. Honorable. When Betty Jean gets of age, the daughter, she was sent to a boarding school in Pittsburgh just to keep her clear of the fuckery Victor's doing. And I want you to remember that. Betty Jean in Pittsburgh right now, boarding school run by nuns. With his daughter out of the picture, Victor picks up an expensive habit of having a side chick, specifically a big-tittied brothel mistress named Madame Billy Mae Sheeble.
Wait, Billy Mays?
Billy Mays here. May spelt M-A-E.
Okay. Billy
So,
Mays.
big-tittied
I have
brothel.
big tits.
Yep. During my research, I discovered the slang Billy May used for her brothel. She referred to it as a pushing school. I fucking love that.
That's great, dude.
It's like, imagine just being a hooker and your mom's like, what are you doing with your life now? Just be like, I'm enrolled in pushing school, Mom.
That was legit.
It does.
Pushing
That's
in
why.
the
That's why it works. So Victor's got this mistress, and he's also running his mistress through like this circuit of hotels to keep her safe too, because he's like, all right, I'll keep my wife and
Victor's
my son.
nice.
Victor's
He's
nice.
so nice.
He's caring. That's
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
However, not to Roberta, because as soon as Roberta picked up wind of this brothel madam mistress, she divorced Robert, or divorced Victor. May I say?
Did she take the Eiffel Tower from him?
No.
Well, maybe she took the Eiffel Tower for herself.
I'll tell you what she did do. I'll tell you what she did. After said divorce, Roberta crossed paths with an unsuspecting Victor. Literally. Roberta proceeded in attempting to run Victor over with her car.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Poor guy. He's so nice. Why would you do that? He hasn't harmed anyone.
He cheated on her.
Victor's quick on the reflexes. So he's able to duck and roll out of the car's way. So he's fine.
Agile.
And luckily for Roberta, vehicular manslaughter is somehow, I guess, a little bit of a turn on for Victor, because he re-proposes to Roberta after the attempted vehicular manslaughter.
Damn.
That's a Hank Williams song, isn't it?
Maybe.
I re-proposed to Roberta. She tried to run over my head with a car. I'm not doing him justice, but you get the point.
Yeah.
I said I would be for her, but she was like, "No, dude, fuck you."
That was beautiful.
It's
So
terrible.
the two soon after remarried, but that was short-lived, as Victor was making the extremely stupid mistake of keeping Roberta and Billy May in the same hotel.
Billy May here. I'm banging your husband right next door. There's actually a attaching door that's open.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's what
the
the door's
room's
for.
right next door, like the fucking Ramada Inns, where it's like, you can have friends with you.
Victor, dear, what are you doing in there? It sounds like you're very winded. Did you take a step class?
Zumba.
He's trying to learn how to use, what was his endorsement, Billy
Pushing.
Mays? What
He was
Windex?
OxyClean.
OxyClean. He's trying to learn
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
use OxyClean.
My
in
mom
there.
was a big fan of OxyClean, and then she put it on an article of clothing that she liked a lot. It had worked for several times, and then she put on, for some reason, something, and then the house set on fire, and now we're homeless.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So don't do the OxyClean.
Don't do the
Or Oxys in
OxyClean.
general.
And roast mortem pro tip: don't put your wife and mistress in adjoining rooms at the same hotel.
Also, I'm
Unless they
belching.
cool with it.
I'm losing my articulation because I've been belching up beer. So that story,
I love it.
I felt like it came out a little weird, but it's true.
It worked.
Really? Your house
Sel-
lit on
Seltzer's
fire?
pretty bubbly.
Yeah. Well, Cody, continue.
Feeling ballsy and confident as a confidence man, Victor makes his way to Chicago. And if you don't know, Chicago is the seedy underbelly of the crime world at this point.
Was this like the 30s and shit?
Oh yeah. So What?
Okay.
what already mentioned roast mortem subject is operating in the Windy City during the 1930s?
David Duchovny. No,
Al Capone.
it's not even
Regis
funny.
Philbin.
Just saying someone's name is not funny. That's
I
not
like
comedy.
David. I like David.
That was a very what's his name? The guy who did Family Guy. That's what he would say. Is what I
Seth.
said.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna go.
Seth-
I'm gonna go beat myself in the shower for being that kind of humorist.
Only in the
Seth
shower.
Rogen McFarlane.
Yeah, that's him. So
Damn. That's dark.
Victor is in Chicago, Windy City. Al Capone's also in the joint, and Victor is like, Victor, keep in mind, gets really high on scamming people. Not necessarily for the payday, but sometimes it's for the high.
The
And Victor's
adrenaline
like,
rush.
yeah, you know what I mean. You know about the adrenaline rush, Mike. The
Gets
CBD
him
adrenaline
going,
rush.
you know?
Yeah. So he's like, let me scam none other than Al Capone.
Damn.
Let's see if I can get away
sketchy.
with it.
Little drippy dick Al Capone.
Drippy Dick Al Capone, that's him. You know him, you love him.
Like dipping
So-
into a fucking Shark Tank.
Now, he's got syphilis, Mike.
Yeah, his his dick looks like you took a bite out of a breadstick and it's just like a cheese stuffed one, and it's just dripping.
Yeah. So you know,
and
like
oil
when
out of it.
the Hidden Valley Ranch like cap doesn't fit right back on the bottle.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Al Capone's penis looks like. It's just like,
Oh
what
my
is?
God.
Why is this leaking? It's
Well,
Big
that's
mess.
why I buy foreclosed ranch, because it doesn't
Yeah.
actually have a cap. It's just more of like a squirt, a continuous squirt.
yeah.
that
It's
you
like,
only
it's
get
like
to use
a
once.
Right.
It's fresh though, right?
it's like a Capri Sun. You got to stick the straw in it.
See-
They pitch it as fresh. I don't know if it actually is. It's pretty good.
Well, here's all going into this. I think we missed the fact about Al Capone is that whenever he'd have a conversation, he'd just unzip his fly, expose his diseased penis, and instead of like being like, "Look me in the eyes, son. You better look at me when you're talking to me."
Look down
He'd
my
make you
urethra.
look at his dick.
Yeah, down the urethra.
Yeah, right down the urethra. Like a James Bond intro, but it's Al Capone's urethra.
Ooh, yeah.
Come. Pew. And pus.
And blood.
HVR. Anyway,
Ugh,
so Victor
nasty
sets his
image in my
sight.
head.
You're welcome.
You should.
Welcome to Roast Mortem.
That's what we try to do.
Patreon.com.
Painting pictures.
Patreon.com/Roast Mortem.
Yeah.
Anyway, Victor sets his sights on the one, the only Al Capone. Victor approaches the man. I don't know how he gets the audience, but he approaches Al Capone and is like, hey, you give me $50,000 and 2 months, I'll give you $100,000. And Al Capone's like, sounds like a deal. You know what I mean? Double my money in 60 months.
That's 10 of 10s.
10 tens of 10.
Al Capone wasn't a very smart guy, by the way.
He counted like
No,
me.
no. Yes.
Yeah.
So, just so you know, Al Capone likes the look of Victor's face because
They're twinning.
they both have facial scars from jealous boyfriends. They both
boyfriends.
got fucked.
Boyfriend.
Well, they
Well,
hit on a
connected.
taken lady, and the taken lady's boyfriend both drew
No.
knives and fucked up their faces.
I know. It just sounds funny if you don't explain the jealous boyfriend. Because like that,
I'm sorry for taking the comedy out of that.
No, it is fun. No, you added to it by accident.
Okay, good.
It's
So
like
Victor's
those
like-
pictures. It's like one of those pictures when there's like, someone at the Paralympics that's like,
Oh God.
like
Where you going?
giving the thumbs up to someone who's possibly a future candidate for being in the Special Olympics or Paralympics. It's like, yeah, cool. All right, guys, let's do
You
it.
did it.
Tom, we just can't. You were canceled.
Cancel.
Oh, come on.
I mean, we're talking about two smooth braids, like two smooth braids coming in one room. I'm not saying anything bad about that, but when you see it on the outside, it's like, well, we really know what the qualifier is here.
So,
Moving on, Cody. Get away from this quick.
Victor,
Get the hook.
Al Capone likes the look of Victor's face because of the scarring. They can relate over it. So Al Capone thinks he's got enough big criminal dick energy that everyone around him is afraid to steal and run. You know what I mean? He's like, of course I'll give this guy 50,000. What's he gonna do? Scam me? I'm Al Capone. No one has the balls to do
Yeah,
that
right.
to me. So, Al Capone hands over to Victor what I assume is another gigantic burlap sack with a dollar sign on it. And after, he's like, all right, go do what you say you can do. Go multiply my money. Here it is. Go off. And after 60 days, Victor returns to Al Capone. Victor cries to Al Capone, the investment deal has gone tits up, pear-shaped, if you will. And all of the invested seed money is gone.
Oh.
Before
That's
Al,
something you do.
it's not
to Al
good.
Capone.
Nope. Before Al Capone can pour Victor some new concrete shoes, Victor produces a small fortune. Victor claims even though he himself lost big on this sour deal, he has emptied his life savings in an attempt to offset and refund Al Capone's loss. Al Capone begrudgingly counts Victor's peace offering, and the sum comes very close to the original $50,000.
Oh. He just borrowed his money, kind of.
He just took $2,000.
Yeah.
After crunching the numbers, Capone realizes this ordeal is a no harm, no foul situation. He also realizes Victor is a stand-up, honest guy, which is, to be fair, refreshing in the Chicago seedy underbelly of crime. It's like, oh, okay. Al Capone also comes to the conclusion Victor must now be destitute, losing big on the investment himself and also surrendering his life savings as a peace offering. Taking pity on what he assumed to be an honest man, Al Capone hands Victor $5,000 to tide him over until better times.
Damn. He's good.
And the two parted
good.
ways. The two parted ways on good terms. Now,
Do you
Ever
think
know
he
you got
also gave
scammed?
you like?
what now?
Do you think he also gave him like a pasta dinner or something?
No pasta dinner. But the two parted ways on good enough terms for Victor to ask Al Capone a favor later in our episode.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So $5,000 isn't the biggest payday, but Victor Lustig is now in the good graces of one of the biggest kingpins of crime to ever exist. Now, for those of you who haven't put it together, there was never any investment deal. Victor Lustig simply handed back Al Capone's $50,000 to him and then pocketed $5,000 worth of sympathy money.
Wow.
Smart man.
yeah.
So, not the biggest payday, as I said, but he's got a favor from Al Capone because he's an honest guy in the criminal underworld.
He's got like
Or keep that in
protection
mind.
at that point. You know, that's more than one favor.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I mean?
man. He's gonna
Yeah.
suck the noodle right out of his dick. That's fun.
The HVR out of that dick. Well, let's take a break. Mike, would you have
Yes.
fallen for that?
It probably would, yeah, probably. He's this fucking smooth motherfucker. He's his own fucking lawyer, this dude. I can't fucking beat that. You kidding me? Dude's everything in one.
There you go. Mike can't beat lawyers.
Well, I mean, shit, I'm not experienced.
Mike's
All
a
right.
regular old Judge Juby.
Well said. Well said, Mike. So, 1930s, the Great Depression is in full swing, and our boy Victor is just like, I could stand to fuck the economy up a little bit more. So he gets into full-blown counterfeiting.
Sick.
Mm.
Not bad gig
So-
back then, probably.
Yeah,
Free
he's
money.
already used to
Yeah.
doctoring serial notes or serial numbers of banknotes. Why not doctor the entire fucking bill? So, with his con man Rolodex, he gets hold of talented chemist named Thomas Shaw and skilled engraver named Will Watts. And with their powers combined, the three of them circulated $1 million worth of funny money and
Wow.
Ooh.
actually unbalanced the American economy even more in the middle of the Great Depression. So he's
Oh,
kind
they're
of
a
just
bunch
like,
dicks.
he's
Damn.
kind of like, fuck this country. I'm printing my own money if I can't
Yeah, but-
make any.
Also, he's just like, I feel like these people need more money.
Yeah, I like money.
Maybe it's not a bad thing. You know, maybe he was a guy who was out there doing the keep the change.
Oh, it's a
move.
federal crime.
Well, just because it's a federal crime doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh, famous quote on Roast Mortem today. The fucking federal government is like, well, why? I know the economy is already fucky because of the Great Depression, but something's up, and they do their sleuthing, and they immediately suspect someone is hugely making fake money and circulating it.
Mm.
So, before Secret Service was ever on presidential protection duty, their main original job was anti-counterfeiting practices back in the day.
Oh shit! So they would have caught me when I was counterfeiting ploids.
And
Back in
Pokemon
the day.
cards, yeah.
The economy is in shambles because of laws that are federally fine and acts that we've passed. People fending for themselves. Let's crack down on this.
Yeah.
Did you ever scan a dollar bill and put it into Photoshop?
Oh,
No.
you're not allowed
No.
to because
Yeah, the program's like you can't do this and won't let you
Really?
save. Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah, because
Wow.
Adobe is a bunch of pushover fucking shitheads.
yeah. It lets you play with it, but as soon as you try and save it, it's just like nah,
I
money.
didn't know that. Wow.
Which is ridiculous. They have
Yeah.
no vested interest in doing that.
As they steal from creatives every month.
Mhm.
Yes, steal
You
from
can't
colleges.
You can't print a dollar at all on Adobe.
Can't save
No.
the file. That's why
And-
GIMP is better.
That's why
And
you
Mike-
just screen cap it and then print it from there.
Even even Hollywood prop money has to either be physically 50% bigger or 50% smaller than your average
Wow.
U.S. current note. So, like, that's kind of why, like, prop
smaller
money
on film.
always looks bad in movies, because it has to be bad. Otherwise, it's, Big Brother will come after you for counterfeiting.
Now they can do digital bucks. Now they should do fucking Jeffrey dollars in digital land.
Yeah, in the future where it's all about Bitcoin, what are the Bitcoin guys going to do? They're going to say you can't have computers in your movie.
It's legal.
They're harvesting.
You got to have a smaller computer or your movie, or a really big one that's obviously not a consumer computer.
So, the Secret Service was able to sniff out Victor Lustig because of a trail of pissed off Romanian box buyers, actually.
Oof.
Namely, a corrupt Texan sheriff. The sheriff was suckered in by Victor's Romanian box plot, but after the sheriff found out it was all a scam, using his law enforcement perks, actually cornered Victor after tracking him down.
So this is a big old story of whatever goes around comes in your butt.
It will eventually come in your own butt.
Go
Yeah.
karma stick.
Victor, once cornered, was just like, I am so sorry. I tricked you. I'm a shitty man. Here's your $30,000 back, plus a little something to just let me walk and not arrest me.
Hand jibber?
Oh.
Oh, no, it was another bag of money, but you can
okay.
bet the bottom of your feet that money was counterfeit.
Oh, we gave him Monopoly money? Jeez.
Yep. So, and when said sheriff accepted the bribe and tried to pass those fake dollars, the federal government was just like, hey, buddy, where did you get that? And with the threat of jail time, the sheriff tattled on Victor Lustig. So no one up until this point tattled on Victor because everyone was too embarrassed and unwilling to admit they were attempted counterfeiters until the federal government got its claws onto this Texan sheriff.
He fucked himself.
He
Fool
fucked
me
himself.
twice, I'm a mook.
I feel like that would just never work today because people just
No.
don't have shame.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, if someone tried to blackmail me with, like, I have pictures of your penis, give me money, I'd be like,
Well,
all right. Like, I'm going to show it to your family and your boss.
Do it.
I'd be like, fine, whatever. I'll just say I got fucking hacked.
There you go. I think I told already the one time I went to a strip club with you guys.
Yeah.
The strip club double charged my fucking credit card, hoping I was, too
Didn't
shy
notice.
to. No, they knew I noticed, but they're hoping I was too shy to go to my bank and ask them to contest the double charge. But literally the next day, mid hangover, I was just like, "Boys, they got me twice," and my bank was like, "We're on it, sir."
Yeah, we
And
got you,
I got it
pervert.
reversed. Yeah, yeah, and they're like, "What is blush?" And I'm just like, "It's an
Gems
establishment." Yeah, I said it was an establishment, and they were just like, I'm picking it up. I got you, sir.
Did you? Were you on the phone with a man or a woman?
Man,
Because they would both understand. I'm sure. Like, I know plenty of women would totally understand where you're coming from.
yeah,
A man
No.
would let it go a little quicker.
they're like, I see there's a double charge on your account, both being to an establishment called Blush. What is the nature of this establishment? And I was like, it's an establishment.
I only got one hand job.
One hand gibber. So, the
Didn't
sheriff,
even use two hands.
Just give
Irish-
another hand to another guy.
they Irish hand
Wait a
jobbed me.
minute. Maybe I bought that guy's hand job. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna hang up the phone now.
Yeah,
I'm going to go hang out with that guy now because we're best friends.
I
I
was
think his
Irish
name was
hand
Ted
gibbered.
or David.
So the sheriff is the beginning of the undoing of Count Victor Lustig. This is where the feds get their first toehold into the profile of Victor. In May 1935, the feds were given a huge, throbbing break in their counterfeiting case when tipped off by one of Victor's jaded ex-lovers, probably the big-tittied Billy May.
Billy May here. Check out my titties.
Okay. We can't do anything else for the rest of the day. Union. You want to get lunch?
Yeah.
Billy May here.
Yeah. I'll take a
So,
panini with OxyClean.
God, I'd kill for a panini right now.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Secret
me too.
Service.
I'm fucking starving, man. I love a panini.
Yeah, Cody, wrap this up. We have to eat.
The Secret Service agents were instructed to arrest the suspect-looking guy with a scarred-up face. But, hilariously, at this point, Victor began sporting a ridiculously huge mustache to obscure his scarring. So, after a hilarious game of cat and mouse, and it's just like, is that the guy? I can't tell. Try and get in front of him. You know what I mean? The American Secret Service, federal police are doing this hilarious game of, I can't tell if that's the guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So eventually the agents work up the courage and arrest the mustachioed man in the trench coat. Victor played innocent but forthcoming with his information. It's like, oh, yes, I'm Victor. What would you like to know? The Secret Service frisked the man. And
What gave it away? They're like, oh, this is him, like, for sure.
well, they were looking at his face and it's just
Oh,
like, is
yeah,
that a
it's a
scar?
scar.
Because our
Yeah,
guy
sure.
has a scar because the Texan sheriff said, like, oh, he's a smooth talker with a scar on his face. But Victor had
Yeah.
the mustache, and they're just like, is that him? I can't fucking tell. After, like, an evening of tailing this, like, mustachioed fuck, they're like, all right, that's probably him. And then it's like, okay, it is Victor. Frisk him really quickly, boys. And they frisk Victor, and they empty his pockets, and they ask him about the things that fall out of his pockets. And Victor tells them, forthcoming, no hesitation about everything they find on the frisk, except there's a key engraved with alphanumerics. And suddenly, Victor's like all tight-lipped. He doesn't want to answer any questions about the fucking key.
This one's called the pocket pussy. And this is my tiny Kerber knife. It's made for babies. And this one...
Gerber knives?
Yeah, these
I
are my
have one of these. I
Gerber.
used to be a Gerber baby. Now I'm police.
And this is my lucky coin. I got
But
it from a toll.
What about this strange key, sir? And Victor was just like, don't know. Don't know anything about that key. So after a round of sleuthing, the federales find out the key is actually a locker key for a Times Square subway station locker.
Ooh.
And they find the locker in question, pop it open, and an avalanche of fake money and printing plates fall out of the locker.
Sheesh.
And the Secret Service is like, he's our guy. Put him in fucking jail.
Damn.
What is a
And-
subway locker?
What?
Lockers down in the subway. Sometimes they have them.
We don't
like,
have them
certain
anymore.
places.
Yeah, they're
Because
not
they have
bombs.
lockers?
After 9/11, they got rid of trust, so
Mhm.
they don't let anyone do anything anymore. But yeah, back in the day, if you were going on a trip and you wanted to just store your shit in a public locker, you'd be able to pay and then
Like, give them $2. They give you a key. You use the key and stash your stuff.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
But what if I kept
where
a whole
are you
bunch of...
from?
No, but what if I put a bunch of bologna sandwiches in there and they got ripe?
Well, you
Take them out.
You're done.
You wouldn't get your
That's
deposit
why-
back.
9/11 bologna sandwiches. We're not allowed to do cool shit anymore.
Nope.
Maybe you're not an Islamic extremist, but you're fucking annoying.
I love Tom just like teetering on the edge of political correctness. Didn't say anything bad about Islamics. Islamics? Like that's a fucking race. Anyway, I love you, Tom.
well,
You're a gem.
well, I'm just
So-
here to pull legs, and sometimes it's my own. Wink, wink.
Your own third leg.
My own inch.
Hey, congrats.
Inch long third leg.
Pink
My-
rats? Is that what you said, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good time.
Yeah, a little pink rat.
Pink rat.
No,
I said congrats.
Congrats,
but-
not
oh,
pink
yeah.
rats.
All right, I'll go pink rat, too.
Let's get another T-shirt that says just pink rats on it.
Little rat tail.
So the jig is up for your boy Victor, unfortunately, and he was thrown into a New York City detention center, awaiting trial. During his detention, Victor secretly began hoarding those itchy prison-issued blankets and knotting them into a long-ass rope.
Wow.
Back in the day, wardens and the correctional staff just didn't count those things, and so he just starts swiping all the blankets up in the joint and knotting them together to form a long ass rope.
The blankets
On
are probably also asbestos, right?
Oh yeah, that shit wouldn't. That shit's flame retardant as fuck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, on September 1st, 1935, using some makeshift tools, Victor smashed and cut his way through a security window from the prison showers. I don't know why there's windows in this prison shower to the exterior, but sure.
To not
You gotta
have
let
mold.
Yeah, you gotta let the steam out. Oh my god, it's so
sunlight in the
steamy in
morning,
here.
I get you. So Victor smashed and cut his way through this window and then tossed out his makeshift blanket rope. However, climbing down the side of a metropolitan prison is not a quick or discreet task, but the con artist that is Victor Lustig came prepared.
How tall is it?
I think it was like 3 or 4 stories, Mike.
Holy shit.
got
So
to
how
climb
tall
down
was
3 or
he,
4 stories.
actually? That's a real
He-
question. Was he 20 feet tall?
Oh.
No. The blanket
I mean, nuts,
was
too.
not
I
actually
think he
long
might.
enough.
I think he might have been because he built the Eiffel Tower, and that's really big.
And he sold it, too.
Yeah.
So he's got to climb down 3 or 4 stories using his blanket rope.
That's
not
sketchy,
quick.
but holy fuck.
Yes, not quick, and he's in a city. So people might notice the guy in prison uniform climbing down the side of the prison, which is exactly what happened. Midway through his ascent, Victor noticed a curious crowd of onlookers gathering to watch someone in prison garb rappel down the side of a prison from a broken window. Maintaining his composure, Victor pulled out a rag and started wiping down the windows as he rappelled.
Oh, smart.
Oh.
He's quick. He's got a quick brain, this man.
He's
Very-
good on his feet and on the side of a prison while he's rappelling. The crowd, convinced they were not witnessing a jailbreak in action, dispersed, all disappointed. And Victor was able to continue rappelling without any further suspicion.
Is that all that guy that like climbed up the Trump Tower needed to do? Just you guys remember that?
I mean, start wiping shit
Yeah.
down to avoid
Yeah.
suspicion. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in this hellscape that we live in, everyone forgot about that. But that suction cup guy,
He was a good guy.
Kind of fun.
He just needed to like wipe off some pigeon shit, and he would have been. The police would have been like, "Oh, that's just a budget cleaning crew."
That's just Spider-Man going to get Mary Jane. And everyone will believe them because for some reason we
I
keep
believe it.
teaching lessons through superheroes, and that needs to happen for some reason.
Yeah, Mike. So tell me if a smooth-brained person was looking up at some guy in a prison uniform climbing down the side of a prison in a prison, with scratchy blankets,
Yeah.
and started wiping the windows down, would you be like, "Oh, that's an escapee," or be like, "Oh, that's some budget-ass window washer"?
I probably think he's just trying to escape. I look at the blanket, I'd be like, damn, this dude's fucking nuts.
Yeah, they would have gotten that guy a harness or something, right?
Yeah.
Or a
This
bottle
is
of
not
Windex.
OSHA equipped.
Actually,
Yeah.
back then, probably not. They probably gave him like a rope or something back then.
Yeah, like
Yeah, go
1938.
clean the windows. Hold on to this fucking rope.
Yeah, they
you
probably
beat.
treated prisoners like shit back then.
Well, I guess this is a cheap company. Ain't got no ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now the tallest
creative.
building in New York City, the Empire State Building, and the window cleaners that are just hanging off with ropes.
They're
Gotta
spitting.
clean those
They're
windows.
spitting.
I can't have a
Spitting.
secretary next to a dirty window.
No, I can't.
Yeah, and the
have
guy's just spitting on the window.
it. I hate prison.
Small circular motions. That's how you get the smudges off. You can't go back and forth. That never works.
Never. Smears. So, rope, hilariously, wasn't long enough. Victor had to dangle at the end of it and drop the last half story. He landed on his feet, but turned around and found a second crowd had gathered from
Oh.
the spectacle of what he was doing. Victor squared up against them and performed a grandiose theatrical bow and disappeared into the night without any
Ooh.
trouble from the onlookers.
Ew.
So it's just, you got to have the confidence. You
They have a
gotta
rose in
bow.
his mouth? Like,
That'd be
fuck.
cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. So he just bowed with all confidence. The people were entertained and appeased and gave him no trouble as he disappeared off into the New York City night.
What a nice guy.
So without weapon or the threat of violence, Victor successfully escapes from a New York City prison. Victor somehow manages to flee all the way to Pittsburgh to secretly crash on his in his daughter's boarding school dormitory. So he's like, "Hey, remember your dad? He needs a place. He needs a couch to sleep in."
A lot
Or
easier
sleep
for
on.
old men to get into women's dormitories back
That
in
are
the
run
day.
by nuns.
Pushing
That are run by
school.
nuns.
Just throw a black picnic blanket over him, and he looks like a regular person.
or an ottoman.
Yeah. Either way, we're not going to question it.
So the federales are looking out for Victor because he is noticeably escaped at this point.
Man.
And staked out FBI agent, I love this name, GK Firestone.
Whoa.
And it's a porn star name, right? GK Firestone?
Yes, it
God.
is.
My
Well,
Firestone tires are about to blow.
Sounds like
Well.
a wizard name or something.
And Secret Service agent F. Gruber, less cool of a name, spotted a suspicious man loading himself into the trunk of a vehicle. The agents...
Any
Oh,
man
sus.
loading himself into a trunk of a vehicle might
Yeah, stop
just so
him.
happen to be a suspicious man. Yeah. Hey, what's that guy doing? He's going to commit suicide on himself?
Let's find out.
I just came from the girls' boarding school. I'm Team Slytherin.
I wanted
Ew.
to make sure my daughter would like it here.
in this trunk. So the agents approached the driver, but the car immediately peeled out. The agents gave chase in their own vehicle for roughly 10 blocks, eventually executing a pit maneuver to stop the wheelman. The agents arrested the hired driver, the chauffeur, and with pistols drawn, popped the trunk of the vehicle. Victor was found with his hands already up, with 2 guns pressed into his face. Victor coolly quipped, "Well, boys, here I am," and was
Damn.
arrested again.
Finally caught.
Finally,
Well, he was already caught.
after,
He was already- yeah.
after 3 minutes of podcast, he was caught.
So
Well, yeah. Well, now he's caught again. I should
Yeah.
say.
he's caught again.
Caught two.
Sorry.
Caught 2.
Caught.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. That's the
This time
second.
it was like intense though.
It's definitely
Yeah, there's a car
very
chase.
intense.
There's a car
There's car
chase,
chase
yeah.
and guns.
Oh, yeah,
the
for sure.
second Matrix is better than the
It's gonna be
first
harder to
Matrix.
talk your way out of this one.
It is, because he couldn't. November 1935, Victor was sentenced to 20 years in prison. That's not too bad. It's not too bad.
It
No.
ain't bad.
All the shit he's done his entire life, 20
You get
years.
buffed too.
I mean, you got to think of it. Like, you know, I've spent at least, I don't know, 12 years working for an industry that I should be getting paid a lot more for. This guy's getting a shit ton of money and then is only doing 20 years for that.
And he's printing his own money?
Yeah.
That's worth it.
Yeah. When's he
So-
gonna get out? Like what? 50s?
If he's arrested or if he's sentenced in 1935 to 20
Mid-50s?
years, it'd be 55.
Good year. It's probably
19
fun in that time. You know, a lot
Yeah.
of rock and roll and shit. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And for Victor Lustig's escapology shenanigans, Victor earned an all-expenses-paid trip to the most escape-proof prison in the USA. Does anyone have a guess?
Ooh.
What you got?
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. Very good, Michael.
I was going to guess a replica of the Eiffel Tower, which would have been some kind
Wrong,
of great
Tom.
symbology just brought together.
That's
Yeah,
true.
The replica's actually called Eiffel 65.
I wish I could tell a story.
Eiffel 69.
Let's hear it. Oh, yeah, we cut it, right? Oh,
Hey, you want to hear right now?
I know. Keep going. That's fuck. I mean, we should probably.
Yeah.
Mike, when Tom says something's not safe for the podcast, just believe him. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll tell you another time. I'll tell you. But it's
When you
not
grow
for-
up.
It's like a cliffhanger. It's like, oh, I got a story, but I can't. Tell
Imagine what the people at home are feeling. You at least get to hear it.
if I get to hear it. You know,
I just
Tom will tell
us.
Tom will tell you when we're not rolling. But within the walls of Alcatraz, Victor was known as inmate number 300. The prison staff was unsure of Victor's actual name, so they just completed the official paperwork with the alias Victor was using during the arrest, a.k.a. Robert Miller. Serendipitously and very, very, very fortunately for our boy Victor, Al Capone had already been incarcerated as inmate number 85.
Oh, he was there on the island with him.
Oh, yeah. Al Capone
wow.
was already on the island when Victor was sentenced there. And Al Capone, assuming Victor is a man of unshakable morals and scruples because of the earlier scam, extended his seedy internal crony protection network over Victor, a man of nonviolence. This is the favor that most likely saved pretty boy Victor's life and sphincter.
Well, we don't know about the sphincter. We don't know what his we don't know what his preferences were. I mean,
He could have offered his sphincter.
Yeah.
Yes. So
His butt pussy.
Cody just done. He's done with the episode.
So as I was saying, Al Capone's a dumbass. Al Capone is a natural dumbass, and the advanced stages of syphilis didn't help him one bit. He never uncovered that Lustig was a con man that screwed him out of money. So Al Capone protected Victor whilst on Alcatraz.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're safer on Alcatraz or actually in San Francisco?
Probably Alcatraz.
Your butt? Your butt or your...
Well, yeah, your sphincter is about 50-50. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you work this favor backwards, Victor has his life protected in Alcatraz because Al Capone thinks he's a stand-up guy. Al Capone thinks he's a stand-up guy because Victor, quote, unquote, proved himself trustworthy earlier. And Victor only got that opportunity because Al Capone liked Victor's face, namely the facial scarring. So
you look like me, you're my brother. We're brothers. You look like me.
Do you want to see what it looks like when brothers make out? I got a mirror over here.
Touch it. And Victor only got those facial scars from a jealous boyfriend after hitting on a naked lady. So who knew sloppily hitting on random women might save your life one day?
Do you think Al Capone and him were Eskimo brothers?
Probably.
I mean, they were in the same prison. So, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was mentioned in the last episode, our friend Blackout. I know he has gotten his ass beaten several times for hitting on taken ladies. But so maybe it doesn't work for everyone.
No. That's why I said maybe or could have.
Yes, in this case it did.
Yes.
But also don't do it. If if you're trying to get your life saved, don't,
it's a crapshoot.
Just leave.
It's a crapshoot for your poop shoot.
Well, you're either going to get your ass beat or you're going to have a Scarface and then you're going to be Al Capone.
All right. So while on Alcatraz, Victor Lustig applied for 1,192 medical requests by 1947. So this is
high maintenance.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
All these requests, all these medical requests, were ignored by the correctional officers as they were regarded as a ruse to escape again. They're like,
Probably would.
We're not falling for it. It wasn't Travis. Victor was being earnest with his desperate pleas. After an incessant avalanche of belly aching, Victor was eventually transferred to a Missouri hospital, of all places, across the country.
Yeah, right?
Halfway across the country. Where his doctors confirmed a life-threatening case of the pneumonias.
Oh.
Faker.
Thank God he had to travel a week to get that diagnosed.
Yeah, right?
In Missouri, right?
The life.
Really cutting-edge medical place, right?
Yeah, he's in fucking San Francisco. Why didn't they just bring him to San Francisco?
Would have been too easy. He wasn't faking, Travis. He actually had life-threatening pneumonia. And I'm sure you can guess where I'm going with this, but somebody asked me how he did.
How does he die?
How do you fake die?
He died real. He died real hard.
As a real boy?
In the township of Springfield, March 11th, 1947, Victor succumbed to pneumonia, aged 57. His death certificate jokingly lists his occupation as a apprentice salesman.
Jeez.
That's hilarious.
Much later, in 2015, historian named Tomas Andel took a shine to the con man in question and decided to dive deep into his Genesis story. Like, where'd this guy come from? How'd he be?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even with modern search tools and methodology, Tomas could not uncover any solid evidence regarding Victor's birthplace, hence why we don't know where he comes from.
Oh.
Like, we literally could not figure out this tricky man's origin story because it's just so shady.
Probably got his karma in the end, though.
And in all likelihood, Victor Lustig might not even be his true name if we can't find a birth certificate.
Well, that is fun, though. I mean, we know about the guy. He's got scars on his face, but
oh yeah,
whatever you want to call him, I can't say you're wrong.
I think he's a very
Excuse me.
Well, he's a scumbag, but he wasn't like a fucking murderer.
Not a
or some
violent.
shit.
Yeah, he's not a
He just took lot
violent
of
guy.
money, so I don't know.
His real name was Daniel Jinsent.
If there is a real name.
Well,
There you
Tom,
go.
we don't know where he's from. We don't know where he. I mean, you say he got a scar from the fucking woman or the dude's boyfriend.
He did himself.
But Tom, do you think that he's a gray and that
No.
scar is actually where he attached his human face?
What's a gray?
No, Travis. It's not.
Like a Smeagol person?
He's not a gray. A gray is it's an alien type. I'm not trying to talk aliens on this.
S4.
They're like a biological computer, basically. They're like giant ants
I
of
believe it.
the computer world.
I think Lustig, if you rearrange the letters, spells out gray.
It definitely doesn't.
I think it
Yeah,
There's
does.
no Y in Victor Lustig.
Science.
There you have it. Victor Lustig, card shark, sneak thief, counterfeiter, salesman of the Eiffel Tower. Rest in Greece, you tricky asshat. And as a very special parting thought, while Victor was on Alcatraz, aka The Rock, he began circulating something he called the 10 Commandments of con artistry. And I would like to share them with you boys right now.
Hell yeah.
I could
love
use
it.
this. I've been so busy at work that I'm looking for a career change, and I don't want to do anything.
These
for
are
it.
useful. These are useful. Number
there?
one. Number fucking one. Be a patient listener. It is not fast talking that gets a con man his coup. It's listening. You know what I mean? So he's known for smooth talking, but the trick, Mike, is actually
Friendship.
smooth listening.
Yeah.
Building fake
Smooth-
friendships. And he
It's
just,
inside.
Smooth listening.
or is it fake relationships? And then he,
I mean,
Sinks
yeah,
his
you can
claws
attribute you can attribute that to smooth listening.
yeah.
What's the next
Commandment
rule
number
here?
2. Never, ever look bored. You know what I mean? So look like you can always help a fucker out. Rule number 3, wait for the other person to reveal any political opinions. Then, agree with them. So kind of just
Oh.
yes
buddy up.
man.
So
when
yeah,
politics
Tom,
happen.
you should have been like, yes, Travis, he was a gray.
Is that
Right,
political?
but you don't
Is that
have any
political?
money.
Dude, I've got more sauce in my refrigerator than I think you'll ever see in your life.
I don't
Different
want your
types.
sauce. I want
Different
money,
types.
and it doesn't need to be from you. You're small fish. You're a tiny boy with the man
Croissant.
looking to eat a croissant under the bagel.
Tom,
chance.
my sauces are limited edition. Save them for 40 years after they expire.
Travis.
And they will be worth millions. Cody, keep going.
Yeah.
Cody, keep going. We
Similar-
don't need to talk about my sauces.
Similar to rule number 3, let the other person reveal religious views and then have the same ones.
Smart.
Oh, you're Muslim as well? Shall we pray? Did you bring your rug? I forgot mine. Can I borrow yours?
Yeah, Lustig, as I say, Hassalamu alaikum.
Yeah, he obviously was just,
Yeah.
dealing with the simple American ones.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love Jesus.
Oh, you
He's like-
say you talk to snakes? Me too.
Yeah, he's like salam alaikum and then takes a bite of a bacon sandwich.
Yeah, you're also Jewish. It's weird that
Mazel
we're
tov.
both not practicing the Sabbath.
I think it's
Observing.
pronounced Sabbath.
Sabbat. Shabbat.
Number 5. Where are we? 1, 2. I didn't number these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hint at sex talk, but never follow up unless the other person has a strong interest. So it's just like, Mike, don't go telling this guy you ream girls until he starts talking about reaming girls.
Yeah.
So
you don't
he
be
would
too aggressive with it.
You don't want to be. You don't want to go into TMI territory. You know what I mean?
So he'd be TMI all over us. He'd have all of our wallets right now.
Wait till you hear
Only-
him talk about his
only-
little pecker.
Yeah. He would only be like, only if you told him, it's like, hey, I Eiffel Towered this broad, would he be like, let me tell you about the Eiffel Tower.
You wanna
Yeah,
see my
which
pecker?
is why I'm not saying it now. I'm hinting at it.
Just a hint. Just a hint of Hidden Valley Ranch from Tom. Anyway, never discuss illness unless some special concern is shown. So it's just like, don't talk about illness unless your, telegraph guy's wife is sick and needs to leave, unless
Yeah.
it deals specifically with the con unfolding. Just don't talk about sickness. It's a polarizing issue. It could put some people off.
Try to con a guy in a wheelchair. Like, All right, man. Well, I take insulin too.
Listen, Professor Xavier, I have psychic powers as well.
Yeah.
Will you be needing that rascal? Get out of that chair.
Did yours come with a basket? Mine didn't.
Never pry into a person's personal circumstances. They'll tell you everything eventually.
All right.
So it's just
Check.
like, again, kind of like the first rule. Just listen. They'll
Yeah.
open up once they're ready.
See, I don't agree
If
with
you
this.
build
I
it, it'll
usually, if I
come.
meet someone new, I say, "How's your bowel movements?"
Are you Gandhi
Very
people?
thoughtful, Travis.
Describe to me in detail your tax problems.
How much money do you have? What do you make?
What do you owe? Who have you ripped
What-
off?
You want my wallet?
What's your favorite hentai and your mother's email address?
Shrek and 69mommy.org.
Give me 500 and I'll turn it into 1,000 real quick.
Oh God.
With your credit card and social security number.
I could
please.
turn
Yeah.
any amount of money you give me into $69, even $100.
Well, that sounds
Wow.
Whoa!
169.
Yeah.
Never boast, just let your importance be quietly obvious. So it's kind of like a Teddy Roosevelt, like speak quietly but carry big stick.
Mm-hmm.
You need that big stick energy. You know what I mean?
Big dick
Yes.
energy.
All right. I was trying to be cheeky, but there's Travis ham-fisting his way through the joke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Travis, jeez.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's why I'm not trying to be coy with you, like this guy does.
Never be untidy. If you're untidy, people aren't going to trust you, Mike. You know what I mean?
What, do you mean? What is that supposed to mean?
If you got a fucking pizza box on your goddamn pillowcase, people are like, "Don't give that guy money."
Wow. Oh,
Dude, look
never.
at all the shit you brought over and left on
Well,
my
I
table.
just I had it in my backpack and I needed to bring it out to show.
Rude.
Well, I'll clean it up later, I think.
Thanks.
I think.
Thanks, man. Damage done,
Well,
but thanks.
I'll never bring gifts over for you ever again.
Thanks. Well,
And finally, number 10, the 10th commandment of being a good con man: never get drunk.
he was a sober man.
I'd be good at this.
No, you wouldn't. You're drunk right now, Mike.
No, I'm just on a spiritual trip. I don't know.
Spiritual
Not a trip,
liquor.
but,
Spiritual liquor.
There you have it.
Salts are getting weird.
Roast Mortem Cast. Definitely not con men, because we are constantly drunk. Go to patreon.com/roastmortemcast.
Yeah. Wow.
We are absolutely not Lustig type con men.
Wait, was this entire episode a commercial for a free product
No.
that people could choose to pay into?
No.
Just send us money.
No.
Yeah, if you
No.
if you sign up with Patreon, give us money, we will turn that
do
money.
something in return.
We'll turn that money into laughs.
In good times.
It's we have a lot of jokes to be said here.
That
Here
costs
at Roast
money to
Mortem.
make.
Yeah, and they're not free, and we don't do them for the money. But at the same time,
We take money.
it helps. It helps. Every one of your dollars that you give to roastmortemcast.com/org, patreon.com/ you will have a laugh to account for every dollar.
All right.
For, I guarantee at least a month.
Wow.
Thanks, NPR Tom.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
I never had one.
Yeah. So thanks, Cody. Thanks for doing that research. That was a fun episode.
Oh my God. This guy actually exists. Do you believe that shit?
It's
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to know what the Eiffel Tower is, hit Mike up on Instagram, and then big shout out to Sean Beaurain.
Yeah. Big Dick Sean.
He's our big producer. We love that man because he gives us money. We are very shallow people here.
Well, do you know that Sean actually laughs harder than most people that listen to the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes very mild earthquakes when he giggles.
Yeah.
Well, we gave him the cheat sheet, so he knows what the jokes
He
really
knows
mean.
the code.
Oh, you know Celino and Barnes?
You know when you're when you were 12 and you were hanging out with people who were like 18,
Yeah,
and then they make jokes and you laugh at some of them.
Yeah.
That's what people who don't pay what Sean is paying is experiencing.
Oh.
My God.
So
Sean
it's funny.
can do all of the
But
fatalities
you'd
in
have
Mortal
all the
Kombat.
secrets.
Yeah, he has the secrets.
Yes.
He's part of the gang.
He's the chosen one.
All right. Okay, well, thanks for listening to the show, and you know what to do. Laugh out loud. LOL.
Wow.
All right, guys, smash that like, hit that ding.
No, you can't be doing this.
Pop that pussy.
All right, everyone
to
pop
end
them boy
stronger than that.
pussies and
Yeah.
put your pants on,
I'm
everyone.
gonna pull out my inch later.
Remember, every inch makes the Grinch happy.
We
Inch
are-
ruler.
Not sponsored by Hidden Valley. Goodbye.
All right, hidden podcast. Thank Shane.
Thank you, Dave.
Bye.